Hello and welcome to Build Up to a Good Game. We're an hour and 5 minutes away from kickoff, a handful of minutes away from the lineups. Big game today, West Ham United taking on league leaders Arsenal at the London Stadium. Gonzo, how is oneself?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. Well, I was until we had to start doing all this. I'm not overly looking forward to the next 3 or 4 hours. Not the game's not going to be that long, by the way. It's just a standard 90-minute game. But I'm not on my own on that. I don't think I have seen in the however long we've been doing this such. It's not apathy, actually. I think apathy was halfway through the Ghent game. Then you saw apathy. You could see it in the comments. People couldn't be asked. It's dread. I'm not sure I've seen such dread. Normally, we go into these games as West Ham fans. Mentioned it this morning on the breakfast show. Normally, we go into these games, West Ham fans, traditionally, we're ready to give the opposition, the big teams, a bloody nose to really go into it and give, look, we might lose against the crap teams, but you know what? West Ham can turn up. We have a go. We done normally got a couple of mavericks in the team, and we can go to Old Trafford and to Canny Oak and score an unexpected one, or whatever the case may be. Reece Oxford can put Mesut Ozil in his pocket, or whatever the case. Things happen in these games. Things happen against the bigger teams. So I think we always think, oh, you know what? We might have been crap recently, but ahead of this game, West Ham, we're looking forward to this. We're going to go and show them what's what. Give them the West Ham way. I don't see it. I don't even see it in the comments anywhere. That little bounce and that spring in the step. By and large, I'm sure we'll see one or two who will say, and you're very welcome to inject a bit of positivity into the video today. By and large, people are completely fed up with what they've seen.
Yeah, we'll get the live chat's thoughts in 20 minutes or so once we've seen the lineups and stuff. There is 3 changes from the team that faced Fulham. Official lineup will be out in a few minutes' time, and we'll take a look at that. I completely just second what you're saying, really. Like during the week, normally I might dread it, but I'd have a little bit of hope. I don't even have that anymore. Match day, I normally wake up thinking, oh, here we go. You just never know. I don't even have that anymore. And it used to be sort of a bit of a humour way of saying, oh, it's the West Ham way to lose these games and go beat Arsenal. And quite often we have had a say in the title race when it comes to the running and whatever. We are the team that upsets one of the big boys. We've done it historically. He's almost taken the West Ham out of the West Ham in a way.
Yeah.
That smidgen of fun that you had is being removed to some extent. Oh, you're not allowed that little bit of enjoyment that you've got there, kind of thing. But I don't know. It's just disappointing, isn't it? But we'll see what everybody says when the lineups are out. And what you always say, I can see you're itching to say something.
No. Just following up on what you were. Yeah, not itching. Just following up on what you were going to say. It would have been nice. Look, our main priority is for us to stay up. It would have been nice to have a say in that title race. It would have been nice to watch that Man City game and for Man City and to think, well, hold on a second, Man City be thinking maybe West Ham can do us a favour tomorrow. And I think that's the difference now. Even those teams, even the neutrals are probably now thinking, Man City are probably looking at the fixture list, looking at Arsenal and thinking they'll have to lose elsewhere. They're probably not going to lose against West Ham. I hope it's different, but for it to be different, Moyes will have to drastically change the way he plays. And why would he do that in this game? I think he's going to, we all do. The vast majority, 99.9% of people in the chat today are going to expect Moyes to shut up shop and park the bus and for it not to work. And that's what we're expecting.
Phil says, I'm naturally a glass half full person, but Moyes has ground me down. There is 1 or 2 people I've seen who are sort of, I wouldn't call them Moyes supporters, but they perhaps don't want Moyes sacked. Maybe they still have of that opinion. But even they are getting a little. I've noticed them in the comments where 3 months ago they said, "Oh no, Moyes deserves time." They're not saying that anymore, kind of thing, and it's actually quite sad to see to some extent that there's very little support for him.
Well, there's a difference between loyalty and faith, isn't there? So you can be loyal and grateful for what Moyes has done, but then when you ask the question, okay, well, and rightly so, he's done very, very well. Do you think he is now capable? What's your expectancy? What's your hope? And I think that's what's gone.
Well, it's a bit like Dylan saying here now, I've fallen off the Moyes wagon. Gonzo, would you like to know the starting 11 for West Ham this afternoon?
Let's do it, mate. Let's do it.
It's a back 4. We're switching back to our 4-3-3 formation. Lucas Fabianski is in goal as expected with a back 4 of Vladimir Sufal, Thilo Kehrer, Kurt Zuma and Aaron Creswell. I'll give you a little bit of information on that in a second. Declan Rice, Thomas Souček and Lucas Paqueta in midfield with a front 3 of Jared Bowen, Mikel Antonio and Saeed Benrahma. Now, the little bit of information I'm going to give you is that Ogbonna was set to start alongside Kurt Zouma, but it's a sort of a late change, if you like. So whether he's not well or he's woke up and feeling something, I'm not sure. But Ogbonna was set to start in that back four. So Kerr now replaces Ogbonna, and the other
Is
two
it good
change.
on the bench? Sorry, I know I'm jumping.
No, good. Actually, let's jump to the bench now, and then we'll go back to the starting 11 because this bench is not really great for West Ham today. On the bench for West Ham, we've got Areola as well as Anang. We've also got Ben Johnson, Flynn Downs. We've got Emerson. We've also got Finals, Cornet, Lanzini, and Ings. So we're missing Ogbonna. We're missing Aguirre. So we've got no centre back on the bench.
Is that a full? That's not a full bench. I haven't counted them.
Yeah, I think it is. There's 9 players there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, full bench. It's just that we've got 2 goalkeepers, unfortunately.
Okay.
No Mubama either, which is a bit frustrating, really. But yeah, let's go back to the starting 11 then. Yep. What do you make of that?
Well, I wanted to know about Areola because that would have been a hell of a fall from grace. Sorry, not Areola, Aguirre. If Kerr would have got in ahead of Aguirre, but anyway, that's not happened. So, so Kerr's in there. I guess he's, I guess that's the only option, really, isn't it? So that's not, it's a concern, but I understand why he would have done that. Cresswell in again. It'll be interesting how Cresswell is protected. To be fair, the moment he picks Cresswell, I guess Moyes is damned if he does and damned if he doesn't. He's not protected him with Fornals there, but I don't want to see Fornals playing left wing, so maybe he's going to do something else there. Paqueta being involved again is good. He had a really good cameo. It's a Souček one. Souček tells you what you need to know really about that game. It's hard to be confident. It's hard to be motivated after seeing the team. Really, I don't blame him for dropping Ings. It's not working. I would have gone with, bearing in mind Scamacca's obviously got the injury. I would have gone with Antonio myself. I can't see any way for Ings to play under David Moyes and thrive. I know he scored the goal, but I'm struggling with that a little bit. There's a big game for Rice, obviously. Be wanting to flash his knickers at Mikel Arteta and just get the seal the deal, so to speak, won't he? But it's a worrying team, isn't it?
Yeah. His hands forced a little bit in terms of the defence because of Nogard and Ogbonna, so I can't really lay into him for that. But this feels a little bit harsh, but I'm going to say it because of my honest thoughts. Why is there 2 keepers on the bench? Why is Casey not on the bench? What we're going to do if there's an injury to your centre back? We're probably going to have to shift Declan Rice back.
He'll put Johnson at centre back.
Well, this is just stupid. Put the best young centre back on the bench, so you've got the balance there. Could you imagine things are going? Let's just say we were winning 1-0 and Kerr got injured. Then what we're going to do? You're then going to have to play, like you said, put Ben Johnson on there, and rather than just having a natural centre back on the bench that can go in and continue playing the way we are. It's just stupid. It really frustrates me, actually, that we never utilise it. The bench is just completely unbalanced. It just really irritates me that he always does this. It just frustrates me. But as for the starting 11, so foul, fine. Centre-backs picked himself. Cresswell over Emerson. I get it after the Fulham one. Rice, Paqueta, definitely. The front 3, yeah, fine. I mean, would have preferred to have seen Cornet in there, but I get it. Souček's the one that stands out, and he stands out like a sore thumb. Had he taken Souček out and put Downs in there, I think I'd have sat here thinking, actually, do you know what? Okay, we've got a little bit of directness in the attack with Ben Ramabone and Antonio. We can play long ball football. Paqueta can deliver the long balls. We've got Rice, we have Downs and Rice protecting the back four, but we don't. We've got Souček and Rice protecting the back four, and it's so harsh on Souček because it gets to the point it's sort of not his fault, but at the same time, this is where I expect a professional footballer to pull the manager to one side and say, Gaffer, you've got to leave me out this weekend. I'm going to give it everything in training, but I'm not really in great form at the minute to some extent. He must be aware, Souček must be aware he's not playing well, just like the manager should be aware he's not playing well, and it's just uninspiring.
It is.
There you go. The poll is now live for everybody watching live. Please get involved. There are 4 options to select from. Please select the option that reflects your opinion on West Ham's starting 11 as close as possible, and we'll get the results in 25 minutes or so when Charlie joins us. Would you like to know
Not really.
Would you like to know the Arsenal team?
Mm.
Yeah, it's as expected. I sat there when I did the Patreon opposition prediction. I sat there saying I've got 11 right this week. I said it's not difficult. It doesn't take a genius to work it out. But I sat confident. I had 11 right.
Yeah.
I got 11 right. So this
good.
is where it's sort of no excuses to some extent.
No excuses not to join Hammers Chat Patreon.
In goal for Arsenal this afternoon is Ramsdale with their back four of... actually, no, I got one wrong. Kieran Tierney starts over Zinchenko. But their back four is Ben White, right back, Holding and Gabriel in the middle with Kieran Tierney at left back. In midfield, they've got Xhaka and Partey, as well as Odegaard sitting in number 10 role with Saka to the right, Martinelli to the left, and Jesus up front. Just fills you with dread, doesn't it? This is
all I'm seeing is Saka against Cresswell. That's all I'm seeing.
I get the feeling I got when we played like Man City 2 years ago or something. You read out the City team with all the I say 2 years ago, prime Man City when they're Yaya Toure and Aguero, David Silva. You'd get the shivers reading out their team.
You'd expect 5-0. You just expect 5-0.
Yeah, you'd be like reading out, going, "Oh, this is not good." Every single player, top quality. And you're just reading out, thinking, not only is it full of individual players, but as a team, they're really, really good. And this is what this Arsenal side is. It's 11 great individual players, but as a team, as a unit, they're absolutely fantastic as well. And just gives you the fear, doesn't it?
It does. I'm gonna try and balance it up. Every time Arsenal score, I might have a chocolate digestive.
How you got 2 packs?
That's right. Yeah, sure.
The bench for Arsenal at the London Stadium this afternoon is Matt Turner, as well as Walters, Kiwior, Jorginho, Vieira, Smith Rowe, Trossard, Nelson, and Nketiah.
There we go.
So
there we go. Well, I've seen better benches, to be fair, but I'm just clinging on to something there. I don't know what really, but not seen much of Smith Rowe this season.
He's had a lot of problems. I think he's. I don't know. He just seems like somebody that's not had the best of time at Arsenal recently. He's had a lot of injuries, but I don't know. It's just. It's a lot of conspiracy theories and stuff about his weight and whatever and his morale and stuff. So I think he's one of those players that probably just needs a new club to be, even if it's just a loan spell next season, just to get away and start again kind of thing.
Maybe he has a chocolate digestive every time Arsenal score, and that's the problem. I mean, Arteta said you can't come in like that, Emil. You know, to be fair, mate, you're gonna have to cut down. Sorry, someone was asking milk chocolate. Well,
it has to be milk chocolate, doesn't it? Anyway, what we're going to do now, me and Gonzo are going to put a little bet on. And should said bet win, we'll give the winners to one of you. Is there anything in particular you are fancying?
No, well, not biscuit related. No, just something to do with the football.
Yeah.
Something God. What am I meant to say, Geo? What am I meant to say? I don't really know. Should we do a draw and just try and win someone, just in case. A draw.
Whatever you wish.
All right, you don't care. He's lost. Say it's whatever. Don't care. Geo don't care.
It's not that I don't care. It's because I can't believe it. I can't say, I fancy that, Gonzo. We're just doing it for the sake of doing it, aren't we? So.
Well, I don't know. We want to win someone some money, but that's why I'm not doing the win. That's me conceding we won't win by saying should we do a draw. Do you know what? Mighty Badger has actually put one in there. It's the first thing I've seen. Is Mighty Badger has put 1-1 Bowen and Saka. Why not? Why not just do it?
Right. Okay. So let me have a look then. Saka. Where's Jared? Jared, where are you? There he is.
It's funny. I know it's funny. I'm aware it's funny.
Let me just try the draw. That'll do. Right. So £5 on that. 250 quid. Right. So if match finishes a draw, I've covered 2-2, 3-3 as well. But if it's a draw, Saka and Bowen score. Someone wins £250 cash. That's the bet for today. Thanks to Badger and Gonzo.
Well, he gets a tenner. Badger gets a tenner or a mug, a Hammers Chat mug or something.
Okay, let's mix up. Badger gets 50 quid.
Yeah.
Someone wins £200 and Badger will win 50
there
quid.
You go.
Right, there you go. We can't say fairer than that.
No.
To enter in the live chat, please put the following phrase.
It is Rob Holding, isn't it? Okay. Rob's holding his areola.
Rob's holding his areola.
Rob's holding his areola.
Rob's holding his areola. Okay, right. Get that into the live chat. And Mighty Badger, you don't have to enter. You've got 50 quid.
Right, yeah. Sit back and enjoy. Eat your digestives.
Johnny
don't
says...
Don't go spending the 50 quid just yet, though, maybe.
Johnny says we should sack our Moyes.
Oh, I like it. Yeah.
Thank you very much for the 199 super chat. And there you go, as Joshua has kindly spelt it correctly. So for you, says Rob's holding his areola. Anyway, Gonzo, you've seen the teams. What are you thinking?
I don't know. Which is not very good when you tuned into a video and the person on the video said, I don't know.
Do you know something? I'm looking forward to seeing Thilo Kehrer today. I know I can see you trying not to laugh. I can see it.
Oh no! What are you related to him or something? You haven't seen him for a while. You're his mum, and you weren't just looking forward to seeing him.
No, because I think he's a decent option at centre back. I think he played well centre back when he first came to us, and then we started pissing around with his position, playing him right back, playing him right centre back, and right wing back. We started moving him around, and his bad performances have come at right back. At centre back, I think he's generally been quite good. So he's back in this position now. It's an opportunity for him to. It's almost like a free hit for Thilo Kehrer. We're expected to get beat. Let's face it. I seen the live chat when everybody was saying, "What's Kehrer doing in there?" Blah blah. But they obviously didn't know Kehrer was injured. Its context has changed that now. Yeah. But the point is, the expectation for Thilo Kehrer is to play crap today. So there's no pressure on him in that regard. It's a very difficult game for him with Jesus, and then it depends who plays to the left. I assume Zuma might shift over to that side. And that Kehrer goes next to Sufal maybe, but if he plays well, we've got an option for the next game. If he plays crap, we're no worse off than we are, but we need to utilize him. It's a bit like, when we spoke about Ben Johnson, we said we can get away without playing Ben Johnson for the rest of the season. After that performance in Ghent, we don't have to play him. Sufal's fine there. We've got Kehrer as backup as well if needs be, but Kehrer, he's someone I think we do need to play. So I'm hoping that he can put in a decent performance. Ogbonna will be a miss. I didn't think I'd be saying that 6 months ago, but he will be. But it's just
the lineups on the bottom. Garth, just so you know, mate, the lineups at the bottom and Paqueta's in there. Yeah,
Paqueta is playing in today's game. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about in terms of the teams before we?
This is a hard one, Joe. It really is. It's a hard one to get up for this, and this is on the manager, by the way. This is a net result. This is not West Ham fans' eternal pessimism. We are not like this. We as I've mentioned at the start of the video, we will often go into these games thinking we can give the big boys a bloody nose, have an impact on the title race, even if we're playing crap, even if we lost against the Dog and Duck last week. That's okay. We can go out and we can beat Man United or Arsenal or Liverpool. We will go and give it a go. We'll fancy it. Our talisman, our wonderful, talented, skillful player will, whatever. Payet will go and do something. Di Canio will go and do something like that. This is on Moyes, this pessimism and this apathy at the moment that we're all absolutely dreading it because it defends against everyone. And we know, because we've seen it. We've seen backs to the wall, scared stiff of Ghent and conceding 20 shots. We've seen us away, the part-time Cypriot team. They might not be part-time, you get what I'm saying, against Larnaca, sitting back, petrified, 14 shots against us, right, 14 corners. We've seen all this. We know sometimes it works. Works against Fulham, but we were still sat back and petrified of them, petrified of Southampton. So we know what's coming here. And that's on him. I've got to say that we're all so pessimistic about it.
Well, it's similar to what Hammerboy 08 says. I hate what he's done to this team. You're talking about the mindset and stuff. Yeah. Hammerboy's now talking about something completely different. But like you said, the problem is it's just this feeling of frustration and anger to some extent to say, come on, we're better than this kind of thing. And I've seen people say about how, here we go, Harry saying Creswell got done against Saka, got skinned. That's why when we did the preview, we said, well, we'll probably go for Emerson because we know what Creswell's like. It's not just Saka; it's all right wingers like to cut in. Yeah. Creswell struggles against them. He don't know why. He just does. He always has done. He's had to scissor kick a couple of people at the same time.
He's trying, but he misses, doesn't he?
Ryan, thank you for the super chat, Ryan. He said, "Will Moyes go if we lose?" I've got quite a strong opinion on this one. No chance, none.
I don't think he will. But if this is a bad one, if today is a oh my God, I'm going to say this. If today is a good loss, in as much as it's 1-0 and actually we don't get peppered, right? Here's okay. The best case scenario is we win, right? Okay, but I don't have much hope that we will for reasons I've already explained in this video and numerous others, right? So let's say we're going to lose. Okay, but how are we going to lose? That's the thing. Are we going to, if we lose and we hit the bar and all the rest of it, and actually we have a few attacks, and actually it's 1-0, it's okay, right? If we're actually absolutely awful, people start walking out early, then it's really bad. If we get hammered, absolutely hammered, then it's going to turn very bad for David Sullivan today. I'm pretty sure of that. Because he's escaped criticism for such a long time for not dealing with this and everything. And it's like Geo said this morning in a breakfast show. Geo was talking about watching Aston Villa beat Newcastle. What he said this morning is what we were all thinking, which is, look at what Aston Villa have done. We all thought it when we saw it, and we saw it happening. Why didn't we do that? Why didn't we go and get Emery? Why didn't we? And yes, I know I'm aware that there is some story that's come out that we might have tried. Do you believe it? Not so sure. Whatever, right? But why didn't we go and do something? There was two points difference between the two clubs at that point. Now it looks like there's a world of difference between West Ham and Aston Villa. A world of difference. They look like, it's so quickly, they look like a club on the up, and we look like a club on the down. And because of that, it makes you. It's all of that stuff feeds into it, and I think with that, you get to the stadium today, and I think Sullivan's got questions to answer now. The crowd have voiced their opinion at Moyes. Was sung, sung songs about it. A banner went up last week.
The banner was in Ghent as well, so it's not even like.
Well, these are the loyalist fans. These are the hard suffering travelling fans who arrange their work schedules, their holidays around West Ham. How dare he, actually? How dare he say about good fans, real fans stay until the end and all that nonsense, right? I know, Shane, you're probably watching. Shane sending me pictures from Belgium. Travel, he won't be the only one. Send me pictures over from Belgium. Hello, mate. How you doing? I haven't got a ticket, but I came over just in case. That's who David Moyes is insulting, by the way, when he's doing.
Oh, we know a few people who went. Wayne went with Jacko and whatever. Yes. They went to Ghent. They knew they were never going to get a ticket. Absolutely. They went just for the atmosphere. And...
Yeah, absolutely. And this is this. It's all part of it, Gio. It's all part of it. So my point is, the fans have voiced their opinion towards David Moyes. So will he get sacked? No, but I do think that he will be under no illusions at all, Sullivan. But also Sullivan will also be looking at other teams, by the way. He'll also be looking at other teams that have swapped their managers and it ain't particularly worked for him. I wouldn't be surprised if Sullivan's looking at Everton's loss yesterday and thinking, I did right by sticking with David Moyes.
That's his problem. He looks at those, but what he doesn't do is look at the Aston Villa one and go, I was wrong.
Well, it's confirmation bias, isn't it?
Yeah, he looks at the ones. He looks at Southampton and goes, ha ha, look what happens when you sack your manager. Crap. He looks at Leicester. I mean, yes, okay, they were better in the second half, but City very much took the foot off the pedal. He's looking at Leicester going, look what happens when you sack your manager. Should have stuck with Ben Rodgers, shouldn't you? But what he doesn't do, like you say, he doesn't look at Villa. He won't look at Crystal Palace, who've won 3 since sacking Vieira and whatever. He won't look at those ones because that suggests that he should have sacked David Moyes. So it's... Yeah.
But he's made his mind up. He's already come to the conclusion. He's just trying to confirm it by choosing his examples.
Right, time for you to get your thoughts in the live chat. You have been. We're going to start clicking on them and reading them out and seeing what you guys are saying. It could be about the West Ham team, the Arsenal team, how you see the game going, any hopes and fears. But no score predictions. We like to wait till the end to do that. Michael says, sadly, David Moyes has made us have such low expectations. We all expect a thumping. We know it'll be a cowardly defensive performance. I'll still be watching from beginning to end because it's my team. Chris says, not so long ago, we raised our game against the big boys, and these games would be an exciting challenge that we can nick something from. Now, it's how many goals we lose by. Yeah. This is what I said to Gonzo earlier. I'm not just saying this to be cruel. I genuinely mean this. I think the most important game today for West Ham's survival in the Premier League is Nottingham Forest against Manchester United. I don't even think it's our own game. I think that game has a bigger impact on whether we stay up or not than our own one. And when you watch other teams like Bournemouth going to Tottenham, it's not so much they won at Spurs. It's what you would call an unexpected result. You look at it, wow, we didn't expect them that time. You might have done, but you know what I'm saying. And I don't have that hope with us. I don't have that hope. When you look at the fixture list, you don't go, oh, maybe we could get something against Liverpool. Maybe we could shock them. Now you're like, forget that. Man United, forget that. But if I was to give you those fixtures and say, now do it for Leeds, you'd go, tell you what, they could probably get something against Man United, Leeds. You know, they might actually get a draw there. We'll put them down.
We've never had this many bogey teams.
Yeah.
He has increased. Honestly, I've seen less bogey when my daughter picks her nose. Bad one.
Luke says, I don't mind losing, but losing with no intent to win is an annoying part. Moyes is so pragmatic, I feel like we will never stand a chance of scoring, always defending. Callum says it's almost inevitable that Zuma will go down hurt. I'm saying that laying in bed with a weird feeling we may get something out of this.
What are you doing in bed, Callum, having a weird feeling? Watching Hammers chat, you cheeky, what's it?
Context, Callum lives in Australia. He's not in his bed at 1:20 in the afternoon. Dirk says, zero regrets about giving my ticket away for today. Moyes' anti-football is destroyed by love for the game. DiCanio says, in previous years, Moyes could get the team up for these big games. It's a different story now. If we get slapped 3-4-5 today, then he has to go because Man United and Liverpool at home to come. That's important, actually. That's an important thing. And I agree with what he's saying. This is the thing. Moyes, a couple of years ago, under Moyes, we could win this game. We've beaten some of them at home under David Moyes. It just feels different this season.
Yes.
But that hasn't put off Rye, who says, I think we could sneak a 1-0 win. Gary said Moyes does not care about what's happened to us. Get Carrick in. He might care after all. He did come from the academy. Jake says our fullbacks are going to get battered by Martinelli and Saka. It's the way Arsenal play, and that's down the wings. We will leak plenty of goals from there today. Sam would have loved to have seen Downs instead of Souček and Mubama and Antonio up front. It's very disappointing. Evan says that I think 6% possession in 15 minutes against Fulham will have good odds of being blown out of the water today. Ralph says Moyes will get us relegated because he wants that cup. He will then retire feeling chuffed. Chris says, regardless of what 11 David Moyes chooses, I wouldn't expect anything but a loss. Just can't see him making anything of this game. I don't even think the players will get their heads up after 5 minutes. And Steve just said, how sad is it? We have to rely on other results. He's praying that Man United beat.
And I'll tell you what, Steve, here's the worst thing. This is how paranoid he's made us. We've all thought it. Oh, can Forest beat Man United? Right? That's the thing. You start thinking that sort of stuff, right? I mean, really, they should swat them aside, shouldn't they? But this is amazing. Made us a nervous wreck.
Yeah, well, because Rashford's out, I'm like, I hope Man United are going to be okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, yeah.
Just Matt said, Arsenal scored 10 goals in the first 15 minutes of Premier League games. We've scored 0. Lee says, I've said all along what a good team Aston Villa are. Just need the right manager to steer the ship. Did you watch David Sullivan? Joshua said he's hoping for a draw. Would a 2-0 defeat be a bad result? Hopefully, having low expectations will work in our favour. I'm not even kidding. I would take a 1-0. If you offer me a 1-0 defeat now, I would take it. I'd be like, that'll do. Doesn't damage the goal difference column. And move on to the next one. Mancunian says, our fixtures are much worse than our opponents in this dogfight. I think we go down. Signings have been underwhelming. Defending schoolboy. Creativity non-existent. We can have no complaints if relegated. While Breezy's at the stadium, he says, greetings from the ball. Not feeling optimistic. Atmosphere out the ground is a little bit subdued.
The old 5G working on the phone. Nice.
The only thing that does work.
That's right.
Yeah. Sam, I've already read out that one. Cheeky. Anyway, let's see what you're all saying. Dean says, down to Sufal. If he can coach Martinelli, we will get a result. Dinner says the hope for us is in Forest's remaining fixtures. They're going down. Leicester, however, have a much more doable run if they can get their bits and pieces together. There's Jake saying the same thing about the wingers. Ryan says, how many points are we getting for the rest of the season?
35.
So you think we're going to get 5 more?
Yeah.
It might be enough, which is the mental thing.
Might be with a goal difference. Might be, yeah. Stay up level with Everton and also get 35, but we start 1 goal difference. How'd you like that one for a prediction?
Webley says the team has struggled all season, but thrashing today could completely break what's left of their spirit. Thing is, I'm not sure about that because we've had the hiding off Newcastle, had the hiding off Brighton, we had their second half battering, not scoreline, but against Tottenham, the second half it was just all Spurs. Yeah. They've been getting kicked to ribbons. This team, they've already been battered. I think if anything, their spirit's already tested. It's just Oh, God, I'm dreading today. Lewis said, I generally think he goes out planning not to lose more than 2-0 to protect the goal difference, with anything else a bonus. Daniel says he's just seen the lineups. Don't think Moyes knows his bum from his elbow. My bet is that we're going to have the least possession and worst pass rate in the Premier League this season. Lawrence would like to see Moyes play some youngsters and see how they do, as our main boys aren't doing anything. Bugger says Martinelli, Saka and Jesus. We need God, not his son. Anthos says, thanks lads, not hopeful at all. Moyes has taken my hope away.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. Kills your hope.
Hammerhead Hardy says, show us some fight, make us proud. I hope we're not booing the boys off in a few hours. But the problem is, this is where I think you get pushed to this point. You know, when they speak about booing and stuff, I said, hang on, that doesn't happen overnight. You don't just...
No.
You don't play well, have one bad game, and suddenly it's, oh, boo, one bad game, how dare you? That does not happen. Arsenal could go have a stinker in their next home game. They won't get booed off the pitch because the players will give everything and whatever. Their fans will stand up and applaud them and say, look, we've been beaten, but you've given everything. Arteta's done his thing. What we're doing is working. It's an off day. Move on to the next one. When you get to the point where you're booing, you've been pushed to it. It's not... I hate it when people get criticised for it and stuff like that. It's like when they were making a big thing about the fans leaving really early against Newcastle. They got pushed to it. The fans have been pushed to the point where after 3-1 or whatever it was, 3-0, they were said, right, I've had enough. I'm going home. It's not because I think it's also what's happened in months previous.
To be fair, it also strips out to do that, particularly with the fans leave. Okay, but both things strip out the nuance in it. Don't assume the booing's for the players. If we lose today and there are boos, I would tell you, I would imagine most of the boos would be for the owner and for the manager.
Gonzo, I'll admit it. I booed at full time at that Aston Villa game, and I wasn't booing the players. When the players came round after the game, I clapped them. I was booing David Moyes' lack of intention to win that bloody game, because for the last 10 minutes, we were happy with the 1-1, and the fans were there urging them. You know, if they went backwards, you got the, and it wasn't because they were bored or anything. It was frustration, which is, come on, get forward, get up the pitch. Yeah. So come full time, when there's been a lack of intent to beat a Villa side who, like I said, now that looks like a really good result, that draw. But you're not going to change my opinion. On the day, Villa were there for the taking. We could have won that game, but his substitutions were defensive, and that was a game he had Skamaka ready to come on for 5 minutes and then told him to sit back down and then put him back on. So at full time, when I and thousands of other booed, it wasn't the players. Like I said, when they came round after full time, the people that were left all clapped them. There's no aggression towards the players whatsoever, and they were coming quite close to the fans as well. It's not like they stood in the middle of the pitch and did it from a distance. It was at David Moyes and his substitutions in particular. That's what I was angry with.
I also want to make the point about leaving early as well. So a lot of people don't understand this, particularly if you don't go to the game. David Moyes certainly doesn't understand this. When you leave that stadium, they stop you leaving. And they've got these stop and go signs, and it can take, if you have a brisk walk, you can probably walk to Stratford Station in between 10 and 15 minutes. All right, if unimpeded. With the stop and go signs, I've been there, and it's taken an hour and a half to reach the station. If you leave, for instance, where I live, it's the difference between getting home at 11:30 at night. Or getting home at 1:15 in the morning. So I don't think they understand that doesn't work. We have a broken system outside the stadium which doesn't get you to the train station. So people don't necessarily want to leave early. They're sort of forced to, and that's, you know, David Moyes needs to show a little bit more understanding when he's criticising people for leaving early. Yeah,
and right, let's take some of your comments again. Luke from the Three Hammers. Luke says, all too predictable. We'll go 1-0 down early. Moyes will change nothing. Very deflating, lads. So hard to make positive content at the minute. Can't wait for this season to finish. Great show. Rocky says, Ben Rama in attack midfield, Antonio and Cornet. I'm assuming that's what he would have liked to have seen in regards to that. Hontip says, we need 7 points for survival. That along with winning the Conference League would be an acceptable end. I completely agree. I don't think we'll need 7. I don't think we'll need that much. Tom Bull says, don't understand why the players completely get let off, though. Depends on the game, I guess. I mean, Newcastle, certainly, I think the boo might have been some of the players, but that Villa game, I thought the players...
Brighton, no way. Brighton took a ton. Players got the bulk of the blame for Brighton, certainly,
Evan says Moyes was too hung up on getting Lingard. He's had to settle for other signings that hasn't worked rather than cutting his losses earlier.
That's true.
Victor says what he's doing what is he looking at when picking Souček? Is he doing it to wind up the fans?
No, I think he honestly thinks that's the best option.
Yeah, but the problem is, this is where it's so bad. You start questioning why he's doing it. You're left with it. Like I said to you, what's the inclusion of Souček? And I've got to the point where it's just to defend set pieces. He's almost in the team just to defend set pieces, because it's not for what he does in possession. Recently, it's not what he does out of possession in terms of tackling and interceptions. So if it's not in open play, then that leaves one thing, that's set pieces. It's so that we can belt it up to him from kickoff, and then he can defend some set pieces. And hopefully, if we get a set piece, he can nick something, which he hasn't done for some time now.
Listen, I agree. And by the way, I'm not suggesting he is averse to winding up the fans. I just think he does that. He'll do that in interviews and some of the comments he makes. I don't think him selecting Souček is him having a go at the fans.
Thank you to Max.
Thanks,
who's
Max.
An Arsenal fan, I assume. Yes, he is, because that's the Ashburton Army thing there. He says, hope you guys stay up. We'll have a lot of time for West Ham. No mercy today. Where do you think Rice will go in the summer, and what do you think of Arsenal?
We think Rice. Well, we think Arsenal have been fantastic this season. If you didn't get a chance, do go and have a look at our preview. We give Arsenal a lot of praise for the first 10-15 minutes of our preview, which is also on this channel, Max. I think personally, I think the deal's done between the agent and your club. I don't think they've arranged the fee, but I think Rice is going to your club, Arsenal.
Yeah, I think I'll be surprised if he's not at Arsenal next season, in all honesty. I think some things just make sense. I think Arsenal buying Rice makes sense. Rice going to Arsenal also makes sense. And with that in consideration, and when you look at Chelsea, and they're probably the biggest competition, and I don't think they need him. So yeah, I think he'll be at Arsenal next season as well. Daniel says, I'm more worried about Arsenal than Man City. Reason being, Arsenal will go for the throat, while City will dance around us. Queef says, after Down's performance on Thursday, it's beyond belief that Souček is still starting. As each week goes by, Moyes loses more and more credit. I mean, this whole credit in the bank thing, I know this isn't what he's saying, by the way, but for the reasons for Moyes staying, the guy's in debt now. Yeah. Like he's gone into his overdraft. The bailiffs are going around Moyes' house next week at this rate. We'll have your silver. Oh, you don't have any of that.
So, yeah.
Get like you do with the tally.
Yeah.
Well, you got a plaque for 1,000 Premier League games. I guess we'll take that one.
Yeah, you keep that one. Yeah, keep that.
Yeah. Where's your award for being the last of the kind of being the old Scottish hard taskmaster manager? Because you bang on about it so much, you must have some.
It's out. I've got a month from 2007. If you want that.
Got my manager of the month from 2003. Would you like that one? Got a signed Yelovich shirt from Everton. However that meant. Would you like a little
got a nice certificate of freedom of the city of Preston.
Got a birthday card from Leighton Baines. What about that?
Nice.
Something from Seamus Coleman. I bought him for just 50 grand. Did you know that? Did you know? Have I told you? That
Absolutely.
Seamus Coleman? Man.
I've got a contract. Oh no, so that's the hitman for Wilfred Zaha. Sorry, beg your pardon. Anyway, what was I saying? What else can I get you? Wrong contract. Different kind of contract, isn't it?
Oh dear. Anyway, right. It's time for score prediction. So if you're in the live chat, please put your score prediction and make it obvious which team you go for. Otherwise, I'm going to assume you go for an Arsenal win. Gonzo, what did you say? You said 3-0, didn't you? In the preview?
Did I?
Are you sticking with your 3-0?
I guess so. Why not? It's as good as any, right? I think it'll probably be more, but yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with 3-0.
Right, let's see what some of you are saying then. 8-0 Arsenal, 4-1 Arsenal, 32-1 Arsenal, 4-0 Arsenal, 5-1 Arsenal, 3-0 Arsenal, 5-0 Arsenal, 5-0 Arsenal, 3-0 Arsenal, 7-0 Arsenal, 3-0 West Ham, says Dean. Souček hat-trick.
What was the guy's name, the Arsenal fan? Max. Got your answer now, Max. There you go, mate.
0-0, says Gad. 6-0 Arsenal, 72-0 Arsenal, 3-0 Arsenal with 85% possession, 6-0 Arsenal, 4-0 Arsenal, 4-0 Arsenal. Tom Boo's, by the way, a really positive person. He's
lovely guy.
You say glass half full. Tom's glass is always 3/4 full.
He drinks it quickly, to be fair.
Ian says 3-0 Arsenal. Steven says 3-0 Arsenal. Brian says 2-0 Arsenal. And by the way, I'm not even just clicking on Arsenal ones on purpose. There's no West Ham ones, okay? I'm clicking on them all. 6-0 Arsenal, 5-0, 4-0, 4-0. Disabled team are Leeds fans. They're saying 4-0 Arsenal, 5-0 Arsenal, 4-1 Arsenal, 6-0, 17, 4-0, 5-1, 3-1, 4-0, 5-0. Anything better than 7-0 is a good result. 5-0, 5-0. 3-1, 4-0, 5-1, 4-0, 2-1 West Ham. We've got one. Thank you, Paige.
Oh, love it.
We've got one.
Nice one. I like that.
Anyway, back to 5-0 and 5-1. But we've got another one. 2-1, says Declan. He's got a really good feeling. Paqueta, 2 assists. Antonio, someone took my comment away. 3-1 Arsenal, 4-0, 0-0, 4-1, 4-2, 2-2. And that's being crazy optimistic, says the Hammerboy 08. Basically, everybody's just going for West Ham to get smashed. I'm not going to click on it anymore. It's depressing enough as it is, but everybody's going for 4-0, I think, is the most popular scoreline prediction. And the worst thing is there's a lot of 4, 5s and 6s in here as well.
Yeah, sure.
But, Jesus, what a depressing thing.
There's actually so it's got yes. Well done. There was one. There's another one. Which was someone wrote, it's gone now. Moyes, Arsenal to score as many goals as Souček has successful passes.
I wonder.
Yeah, I mean that as crazy as it sounds, you know, he's had a game with 8 passes before, so he's just got to go a little bit lower. I think if he gets 6 or 7 passes, successful passes in a game, which is possible because he's had 8 and he's had 9 in another one, so. And then Arsenal, basically, can he get 2 less passes and can Arsenal score 6 goals? It could happen.
I'm going to stick with 2-0 Arsenal. I think we're going to get beat. I don't think we're going to get hiding because I think we're just going to defend. But like I said, the worrying thing is on the Arsenal side of things, there's a lot of talk about goal difference at the minute because obviously City have got a much better goal difference. But when I say much better, I don't know. It might be 7 or 8 goal difference better than Arsenal. So it's something they could catch, but they probably won't. And they're looking at this game as one of the games where actually we might need to bump up our goal difference somewhere, and we're going to need to keep on going. And this is one of the games I think they're highlighting, saying this could be somewhere we get 4 goals and really eat into that deficit. So if come the end of the season, they finish equal in points, they're basically aware that Man City have got a better goal difference than them. So it's a case of we need to try and sort that out a little bit. Charlie's here. Charlie, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right, you?
I'm actually. Do you know something? I don't think the poll results are going to be that bad because
that's Charlie's face when you said that.
It's because of Souček, though. Souček's the thing that's dragging it all down. But give us some, Charlie. What you got?
Out of the almost 1,000 people who voted in the poll, how do you feel how do you feel about the starting 11? 4% were very happy.
Arsenal fans.
Vibes.
That's max.
18% were fuming, 23% said yes, all right, and 52% said it's poor.
It's because of Souček. If you swap Souček for Downs and redid that poll, I reckon it would have some. It would have an okay, maybe Creswell as well, but that's the 2. Anyway,
I'll be honest with you, I don't care. What's the point in caring anymore? I just don't. And it's not because of Souček. It's not because of anything. I just don't care. We've done this for how many years? Almost 8, right? I reckon it is now.
Yeah.
And I think if there's one thing you'll both agree is that I don't usually. I'll quite happily say if I think something's crap. I'll quite happily say something's good, even if no one else. I don't really care, right? I'll just say it. I don't care, man. There's no point in care. Like I could sit here and I could criticize that. Like I could go, oh well, would I start Kehrer? No. Would I start? Ben Rama, maybe not. Would I start? Whatever the case might be, right? You can pick out specific players and go, would I do this? Would I do that? Yeah, I could. But we know what's going to happen. We're going to sit there. We're going to try and defend. We're going to try and hit them on counter attack. We're going to try and win set pieces that no one will score from because that's something we don't do anymore. And that's what it's going to be. It doesn't matter what your position is. It doesn't matter who it's going to be. That's what we're going to do. So I could sit here and split hairs about, oh, should we play 5 at the back? Should we play 3 at the back? Should we play 4-4-2? Should we do this? Should we do that? It really doesn't matter. I don't care. The result is going to be the result. At this point in this season, literally all we've got is Europa Conference League, which are things to care about because that's the only thing that matters. And just hoping we get 6 points, whatever it'll be. And this game isn't going to affect that. Gio used to call them bonus points, but
yeah, I still think
at this point
that.
it's like. At this
Bonus
point, it's
goal
games I
difference.
can care about as opposed to bonus points, as opposed to looking down and going, these are the ones we should get. These are these are the ones I actually think have got anything plausible of happening.
I've heard a lot of this week, and particularly again, as I said, I've never read comments. The number that I did with people saying they switched off the game against Ghent, that they can't be. Today is inconvenient. Today's a disruption. To be fair, and the trouble is, here's why it is, and here's why people are. It's not far. Charlie's far from on his own on this. The trouble is because irrespective of which team he picks, irrespective of system, it doesn't matter about tactics. It doesn't matter who he selects. It doesn't matter if it's 2 up front, 1 up front, 3 up front, whatever. It's all about intent. And the intent is so bad from David Moyes' teams that you can only look at the team. It actually doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the component parts. We are into a rearranging the ships on the Titanic. And by that, I don't mean we're necessarily going down. But the point of the matter is you can rearrange everything as much as you want. The net result is going to be the same. And that is with this one. So it is hard to look at this and you've almost got to lie to yourself, haven't you? And because if the hope's gone, then all you're left with is a lie, which is actually we're going to win this.
Dean, I think it'll be Paqueta. Do you agree with that? Paqueta would take our pen. Is that
yeah?
Possibly Ben Rama, possibly Declan Rice, but I think it would be Paqueta because he took it at Newcastle, didn't he?
Yes.
So that's why I'm thinking Paqueta. Mark says we're so negative.
Yeah,
or honest, depends how you want to look at it.
You can listen. You can get positive. You absolutely can. If you go onto the West Ham main, the official channel, it's all positive. It really is.
Cyclops says he hates feeling like this. Hammer1999 thinks it's Ben Rama. Sorry, Dean, we're not really helping you. I think it'll be Paqueta. Hammer99 reckons it's going to be Ben Rama. Take your pick, I guess. Stevie said doesn't really matter. We're not going to get in the box.
I think we can say positive.
James, we were at St James's Park.
We can take positive. We can say positive things.
Okay, yeah.
Genuinely, what's the point? And I don't mean to harp on about this, but legitimately, like, what am I meant to do? Sit here. What are we meant to do? Sit here and go, we're gonna get Arsenal today.
This is Hammer Boy is summing up. Which is what we are. There's no point being fake positive.
That's what it would be.
Over the past 3 years, or however long was it, probably longer than that, he's been here now, right? But let's just say 3 years. Over the past 3 years, one of the biggest criticisms Moyes has ever had is that in games against top 6 sides, he bottles it. In games against top 6 sides, he tends to sit back and tries to do defending and tries to do all of this, right? He does not like stepping out of his box, and we've all found it very frustrating, right? He's gonna do that today, but with the added thing of we are also awful. What I don't think, like, if you can come into the chat and say, you're being negative against, I don't know, whatever other team we're going to face, right? Bournemouth. Maybe when we come up against Bournemouth and we're all a bit scared because Bournemouth are on a bit of form and everything else, maybe then go, that's a bit negative. Against Arsenal, league potential about to be champions in a game where usually we do not do well. It's not happening, mate. It's not happening.
Well, I think no. You can say that. You can say, but as I often say, come back with a counter argument. Just say, this is a negative tribe. Come back and say you're wrong. Souček will work because of X, Y, Z. The system will work because of X, Y, Z. This is why. Counter argue it. Say no. This is why Cresswell will get the better of Saka. Come back and counter argue it. That's
Flynn Downs is sat there saying we don't know what to do with the ball.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Negative. Flynn Downs, negative. Don't need any of that. I think, to be fair, we've called it right in the previews of the recent games. I know you perhaps did it, but I said we would draw against Ghent. I didn't think we'd win. We've drawn. Gonzo predicted a win against Fulham. We all predicted hiding against Newcastle. We got one. We all predicted wins against Southampton. We got one. So in terms of the outcome, we've actually been pretty spot on the last couple of months, actually. We have been, and we thought we'd get smashed against Brighton. We did. So I'd suggest we're actually calling it pretty well recently. Hopefully we're wrong today and we win and we'll be over the moon kind of thing. But it's just our honest opinion. And if that's negative, it's negative. Just like sometimes people will weirdly tell us we're being too positive sometimes, which is, we played rubbish, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, we're doing our best to try and have a little bit of fun while we be negative, though. And hopefully,
yes, we are. A bit of biscuit talk, bit of areola stuff.
Hopefully, Badger has won someone 200 quid and himself 50 quid.
There you go.
We'll wait and see. Anyway, Charlie's here till full time, so don't go anywhere. I'll be back at half time to have a chin wag with Charlie about the first 45, which will hopefully be positive. But right, Gonzo, thank you very much. I'll see you at full time. Charlie, thank you very much. I'll see you at half time. And don't go anywhere because Charlie's here.
It's me. I'm here. Hello, everyone. Good to see you all. Hope you're all well. Thank you, Geo. Thank you, Gonzo. And thank you all for joining. I hope you're good, despite all of everything we've just said. Two separate issues, right? Two separate issues. There's that, and then there's how you're vibing. And I hope you're all well. I hope you're all good. Let's start off by asking you on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you of a West Ham result today? We start always like that, so we're going to we'll give it a shot. 1 being the least confident possible, 10 being the most confident possible. How confident are you of a West Ham result today? A West Ham result today, let's say, could even be a draw if you're vibing it. Just whatever you think a result would be. How confident are you of that happening? Is the question we ask. In the meantime, Stephen, good to see you, sir. AS. Very kind of you. Unnecessary, but thank you. Josh, good to see you. Wetty Fat, thank you, bro. Thank you. Appreciate it. Please make something happen. Listen. It's gonna be a long, stressful day. I feel like. So let's look at the lineups. Let's have a slightly large. Let's just get on with it. I'm glad it worked. Fabianski starts in goal with Sufal, Kehrer, Zuma, and Cresswell in defence. We have Rice, Souček, and Paqueta ahead of them behind Bowen, Antonio, and Ben Rama. The bench, Areola, Anang, Johnson, Downs, Cornet, Emerson, Fornells, Lanzini, and Annie Dings. I look at it, right, and I like I say, I don't care. I could sit here and we could pick specific things. Thank you, Dean. Dean has been hacked, it looks like. But thank you, Dean. Yeah. The vibes of the chat right away. There's not many high numbers. GW, thank you. I'm okay. The cold is slightly worse than it was last week somehow, but there we go. Last game, but there we go. Like I say, I could sit here and I could pick, I could pick apart the team. I could talk about specifics. Would I start Kehrer, for example? No, I wouldn't. I know there's no other senior centre backs on the bench, but I still wouldn't start Kehrer because, frankly, I'm terrified of that. Would I start Ben Rama was the other one I picked out? And no, I probably wouldn't. I probably would have started Fornells or Cornet. There's other options there. However, having said that, it is what it is. I mean, this is the outside of who else started in that game? I think it was I can't remember, but it's Nottingham Forest formation, right? That's what it looks like. It looks like 4-3-3. It looks like basically the 11 we played against Nottingham Forest. I think there was only a HDU large. I think there was only a bloody hell English ball. I don't know why you're going, but I hope you're okay or the person you're with is okay. Thoughts, mate. I hope you're all right. I hope you're good. A stressful experience for you today. Yeah, I just think, realistically, it's not like that's going to be the Forest performance, is it really? We're not going to sit here and go, this is we're going to see a swashbuckling performance today. No. Like, we might be playing almost the same 11, barring a couple of people mixed up and changed a little bit, especially in defense. Outside of that, we might be sitting here going a little bit. We might be sitting here thinking that, but realistically, we know what the tactics are. The tactics are the same no matter what formation we play, and that's part of it, right? Whenever I have conversations with people about 3 at the back or 4 at the back, or people say 3 at the back is too defensive and stuff like that, my response is always every formation is too defensive with David Moyes. That's the way David Moyes plays football. It doesn't matter what lineup we put out here today. It doesn't matter what formation we use. The tactic will be the same. Now, you could have made it slightly better if you included slightly different people. For example, we play counter-attacking football. Cornet should probably be in there somewhere. Don't even know where, but he probably should be. He's your fastest guy. He's the most lively on the counter-attack. He's always offside, as Gonzo likes to say, but that's because he's at least trying to make runs in behind. You should include him somewhere in that sort of case, right? But outside of it, I mean, the chat today, I mean, Alf here hitting a 6. Most confident I've seen anyone, really, if we're being honest. Most of the time, it's been very, very low numbers indeed. Very, very low numbers indeed. And part of that is, of course, because of our opposition. You look at Arsenal's team: Ramsdale, White, Holding, Gabriel, Tierney, Partey, Xhaka, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Gabriel Jesus. Their bench: Turner, Walters, Kiwor, Jorginho, Vieira, Smith Rowe, Trossard, Nelson, and Nketiah. It's just a very good team, isn't it? It's just a very good team. They're in the title race for a reason. The longer that title race goes on, I'm going to sneeze. Bless me. The longer the title race goes on, you just look at that team more and more as very, very good. And they're playing very, very well in general this season. Their manager literally played under ours. So if there is one person who knows how to beat David Moyes, it should be, in theory, Mikel Arteta. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. Glenn, good to see you, by the way. But if you're looking for an Arsenal perspective on the match, or just in general on the season, highly recommend Glenn. He's an excellent dude. If I'm being honest with you, one of the nicest people I've met doing this. And I would highly recommend his channel. But I hope you're well, Glenn. Enjoy the match. It's just one of those things. It's just one of those things. Today is going to be one of those days. Like I said, Geo used to call them bonus points for a reason. Today, personally, I don't even think this is a bonus point situation. Listen, if we manage to get a point, then Jesus Christ, we're living at large. But realistically, I don't mark them down anymore as bonus points or games we should and shouldn't win. Now I look at it in saying, right, these are games I should care about. These are games I don't. It's stress, but that's where we're at. Jamie, however, is bigging up a 10. Respect it, Jamie. Love to see it. Love to see it. Lee, my friend, how are you? Hope you're well. Hope you're good. Stu's also here. Leeds channel, the disabled team, did a preview of this game, I think, earlier on today. I saw. Don't know. I saw it as I was waking up. I think that's what I saw. Big up Charlie. I normally think West Ham could get a result, but on this occasion, 25% possession against Arsenal equals massive feat. Yeah. Sean saying Ramsdale won't get his gloves on the ball till the second half, hanging. Yeah. Let's get on to Sub Bingo, shall we? Sub Bingo is the game when we predict when Dave Moyes make his first substitution. You don't have to say who it is, although I will bring up the bench for you. There it is. If you want to sprinkle a bit of sauce on there, if you want to get a bit more confident, then feel free to lob who you think is going to be subbed on. But this is purely a minute-based thing. Realistically, 69, sure, I'll go with the classic. And then I'll say Ben Rama for Cornet. 69 Ben Rama for Cornet. I don't actually know what it would be, but that's the most likely one, I think, actually. RJS100 says, hello, Charlie. One confidence. I agree with you lot. I agree with a lot of what you guys have said. We could win, but I'll probably be asleep by the end. No fun watching this team. Yeah. Today, maybe today, Souček shuts me up and actually does something. Says, look, again, like, this is what I mean, right? I could personally make an argument for Souček starting his team. I very easily could, but genuinely, what's the point? What is the point? Dean, after you, Charlie, have literally just woken up. I'm miles behind on everything. Moyes was always going to play Souček and Kehrer. I have no idea what anyone was surprised. Kehrer, I was surprised by, but mainly because I thought there would be rotation, but obviously everyone's injured, so there's literally no choice in there. Souček, yeah, he was always going to play. Hope you're well. Hope you're good. Good morning. I equally have not been up very long. Let's say not very long. 10 minutes before stream started, rolled out of bed, maybe, 4-4-2 is Souček up front. We take that. Hey, listen, at least we have something to aim for then. Just boot it at him. At least then we have an out ball. It is a Hammers Chat shirt I'm wearing, Sharkin. If you would like to back the vibes today, this is the England-inspired Declan Rice one, which has Rice on the back. HammersChatStore.com, the place you can have a go. There's lots of good stuff there. Why not have a gander? Why do we have 2 keepers? Asked Jack. Yeah, I strongly agree, Jack. I don't know. Let's be real. We know that David Moyes doesn't exactly have a inclination to play youth players, to blood them in, all that sort of stuff. We know this, right? So you could say, why would he include another youth player when he's not going to play them anyway? True. Then why include a youth player in the first place? Because he's definitely not going to play, because Areola's there. So if anything was to happen, Areola's going in. And if 2 things are to happen, that's incredibly unlikely. And the point of including 2 goalkeepers on the bench is kind of pointless. It's dumb. It's dumb. As Geo said, just put a centre-back. Just put a youth centre-back on there. It's not that deep. Just put them on there. It's not a big deal. I've just realised how close we are to kick-off, by the way. So let's while I go through your sub bingos, then, ladies and gentlemen, let's get those final score predictions in, shall we? We've spoken about the game for over an hour at this point, depressingly. We've spoken about the home team, the away team. We're talking about subs. We've spoken about literally everything in between. If you want to get your final score predictions in, we shall lock them in, and there will be no more flipping and or flopping. Let's have a look. 70 minutes. Emerson for Cresswell, 60th minute. That's not the worst shout. Buzz one formation, says Muddy. Pretty flipping accurate, Muddy. I'm not gonna lie. That's the vibe we've got today. 62 minutes, Ben Rama, 4-4 now. 75 minutes, Antonio for Ings. 4 nows for Ben Rama. 73 minutes. I want Cornet, but you know he won't. 4 nows is actually a great shout. 4 nows is actually an excellent shout for that. I didn't even think about him. That's actually a stronger shot than Cornet is. 45 minutes, says AJ. 1 Andreas says, or Jaw says 65. Emerson 64. Emerson 64 minutes for Cresswell, says HDU. Cornet on 72 minutes. 65th, as always, Benny for Cornet. Cornet on 71st for Benny, Anang on for Antonio. 65 minutes, says Ricky's dad. Stress. 70th minute, says Cockney Boys. 68 minutes, Ings. 5 minutes, the ref on for Arsenal. Listen. It is the way it is. It is the way it is. It is the way it is. As we run through these as well, I should say there are definitely ways to watch the game today. Of course, I am in my holiday home in North Idaho, his yard, because it is on Sky Sports today in the United Kingdom. But if you are looking for a way to watch it, because you don't have Sky Sports, maybe you're living somewhere else in the world, there are definitely ways you can do it. I would highly recommend checking out the Hammers Chat Discord server. Link is in the description below. If you scroll down there, it's called Join Our Discord. Beautiful, lovely people over there, but more importantly, on the left-hand side, if you scroll down, there's a bit there called stream links, and you'll have a look. You'll find what you're looking for, mate. Just all kinds of all kinds of all over the shop there. Do you know what, mate? I don't even think it will send me over the edge. I think I'll just be, at this point, I'm just accepting of whatever the case is. You know, I'm just fully, whatever happens, it happens. We move. This isn't going to affect the rest of the season in any way, shape, or form. So we're just going to accept it, and we're going to move on with our lives, you know, whatever, frankly, like whatever. I wish it wasn't the case, but it is. Like every other game is more important than this one. This one is purely a, this one is just there for the fixture list. Stressfully. Mixel, good day, sir. Hope you're well. Hope you're good. Let me, but do stick around for the watch along. After I've said that, do stick around for the watch along, because we will be here throughout the entire game, of course. First half, second half, whole thing. We will be here at halftime. Geo will come if you want to hear someone who actually knows what. He'll be here at halftime, and then of course full time we have Geo and Gonzo for the live match review. But do stick around. Do stick around for the watch along, because hey, someone asked. It was Stu, the Sable team asked in the last stream whether or not, you know, how it's felt doing this season, it being bad with the watch along. I can safely say I would be significantly angrier and more depressed about this season if I wasn't doing the watch along, because even when it is going poorly, at least we can be in it together, and we don't just have to sit and endure watching this absolute nonsense non-stop. Right, so like, do stick around for the watch along, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, hit that notification button, because we've got tons of stuff coming up. Of course, Europa Conference League clash with Ghent coming up on Thursday. We'll be live for all of that as well. Big opportunity to get through to the semi-final. Hopefully that happens. And then, of course, everything else in between, news reports. Hey, maybe Dave Moyes gets sacked. It's not going to happen, but maybe we will report on that. And if you want to keep up to date, that's the easiest way to do it. And hey, while you're there, like the video, helps us out a massive amount. It's one of those things that feels like it shouldn't, but it does. Feels like it shouldn't, but it does. Kickoff is about to happen on my screen. Come on, you Irons. Deploy the boys. Arsenal have kicked off. It's the live at the London Stadium. It's West Ham United versus Arsenal in the Premier League. And it's underway. It's underway. While we do that, let's just have a quick scroll through some of these scores. 0-0. Yes. Yes, Wacko. P-Gad's hitting another 0-0. 7-0 to Arsenal. Vibes. Arsenal 2-0. How many goals you got? I've got none. I've got none, AS. I'm not going to lie to you, mate. I've got none. I haven't been to the shop since. There might be oranges if it gets to that stage. Also, I don't know if we want to waste them today, but there might be oranges if we get to that stage. But in terms of goals, there are none. Maybe I'll run and get some at halftime. Who knows? 1-1, 4-0. We already know it'll be a 60 minutes live for like strong, Michael. 4-1, 6-0, 1-1, 2-2, 5-0, 5-1. Arsenal 4-0. West Ham started really brightly though, by the way. I mean, it's only a minute in, but we're certainly in their half, trying to do interceptions, trying to move forward. Don't get me wrong. The second we get the ball, we pass it backwards. But big boot looking for Bowen's not going to work out. But a mildly, dangerously positive start. 4-0, 5-1, 4-0, 3-0, 4-1, 3-1, 2-0, 7-0, 5-0, 4-0, 2-1. I'm very scared. Glenn, I wouldn't be, mate. I wouldn't be. 3-0, 4-0, 5-1, 6-1, 4-1, 8-0. 4-1 to West Ham, 4-1. 9-9 draw, says Michael. Big. Thank you for your score predictions. I think there's definitely a vibe there. Let's lock those bad boys in. They're done now. They're done. No more flip-flopping, ladies and gentlemen. I can't flip-flop either. I need to bring up mine. First of all, Dave, thank you very much for the 2 back. You never have to, bro. It's very kind of you anyway. Got level. I'm scared. Yeah, same. It is what it is. It is what it is. What was I going to say? Odegaard trying to get the ball forward. And White wins the ball off of, I think it was Kara. Very awkwardly. Oh, my score prediction. That's what I was going to say. 3-1. Let's say 3-1. Why not? 3-1. That could happen, right? That's a thing that might be possible. We'll go with 3-1. What's the worst that could happen? I mean, 3-0 is pretty bad, but what's the worst that could happen? North Idaho TV Network is letting me down. Early start. I should say, right? I just want to say this now. Glenn, by the way, you know this. You're welcome to stay around. Everyone, don't get annoyed with Glenn. When Arsenal do inevitably win, and do inevitably probably do it with aplomb, don't get annoyed at Glenn. Glenn is a lovely man, okay? It's not Glenn's fault that David Moyes is bad, okay? So don't get mad at Glenn, okay? Just want to say that before it starts getting truly bad. Because Glenn is a boy. Glenn is a great lad. North Idaho TV Network's let me down, so I'm trying to find... Okay, we're back. We're back. About 50 seconds behind where we were, but, we're back. Bar plays it in from the free kick, headed away. Arsenal continue to have possession of the ball. Martinelli tries to whip it in towards the back post. The header from Gabriel cannot be angled towards the net. Antonio pushing Martinelli, who starts trying to do kick-ups and forces an error straight into the path of Bowen. Declan Rice and Bowen sort of almost losing out between them, but back out to Antonio, who whips the ball in very high over everyone. Can't quite make it work. Cresswell at the far side almost pulls off the shot. Ben Rama, possibility for handball in the build-up. Doesn't quite get given. Arsenal can come away now with a counter-attack down the left-hand side. Thankfully, tell you what, good play from good work from Pasai Ben Rama. Then the referee pulls it back for a free kick, in which David Moyes was uncharacteristically emotional about. Very frustrated that was a free kick, but good work from Said Ben Rama there, to be fair. It's definitely not a handball for me. Not a handball for me. Seeing the replay now, shot straight at his arm. Not a handball for me. I think realistically, Ben Rama's done well there to tackle back. Something I don't often praise him for, so I feel like I should when he does. You know. But yeah, realistically, that just got straight off the hand. It's not a handball. It hits his arm, but it's like, you know. We can only hope so. And happy birthday to senior, to Marsh Senior, to Papa Dean. We can only hope that that's not the case. I've got a feeling it might be, but we can only hope that won't be the case. Ben Rama again trying to find a way through, can't quite manage it. Arsenal rework it. I think it's a positive start. It's a positive start. We haven't good tackle from Sufal. We just have to make sure the defensive side of the game is still there, but it's a positive start. But we've had positive starts and then crumbled quickly. So we need to just make sure that we stay sort of continuously with that. Declan Rice charges out. Can't get near the ball. Big crossfield diag to Saka, who's 1v1 versus Cresswell. Good 1-2. Saka finds his way into the box. They're just trying to find their way through. This is a really good opportunity inside the box. 1-0. Gabriel Jesus with the goal. 1-0. 1-0. Gabriel Jesus with the goal. It was an easy pullback. They worked their way into this position well. If we're going to talk about it in terms of anything other than us being awful, they worked their way into position well. Nice link-up passing from Arsenal. They play it out wide to the right-hand side. Saka initially linking up, I think it's with Odegaard. It's not even with Odegaard, it's with Ben White. Finds his way into the box. And then again, just runners around. Ben White is onside from the through ball from Odegaard really nicely and pulled across. And there are several things there. There are several points of contention you should be maybe paying attention to from defensive. It's good play from Arsenal. We can't say it isn't. It is good play from Arsenal, but it's frustrating because that was a fairly positive start. The problem is it was a fairly positive start, and then they've gone up the other end and they've scored. I should probably end the poll. I just realised there was a poll in chat that said what you think the result is going to be. Not that it would change it by much. Unsurprisingly, 72% of people think Arsenal are going to win. 16% say West Ham are going to win. 10% say draw. Not entirely shocking, but I probably should have ended it before Arsenal scored. But yeah, I don't know. We're really good when we're in charge of a game. When we're in control of the game, when we're winning, we're very, very good. We find it very difficult to be scored against when we're in the lead, right? The problem is when we're down, it becomes an impossible task for us most of the time. If it's a team like Arsenal, who I suspect will keep coming at us, then we still have a chance. I know that sounds weird, but we want teams to come at us. We want them to give us space so then we can counterattack into it. So if you've got a team against Arsenal who are going to keep coming at you, then it almost gives us more opportunity to actually... It almost gives us a bigger opportunity to actually win because you want them to continue to open it up. The problem is you need to also keep them out. And that first opportunity... I mean, I think they probably had a shot before them, but that felt like essentially Arsenal's first big opportunity, and they carved us open very, very easily. In the past, we've seen us hold out teams like Manchester City we've seen us stop teams like Manchester City pretty comfortably, right? This is a different West Ham, and this isn't a West Ham I think are capable of this. Arsenal counter-attack again. Big ball across to Martinelli, out wide on the left-hand side. That's a really nice ball in. No one's there to header it in, thankfully. It was a nice ball in. Played back out to him again. Whipped in. White at the half post. It's Odegaard. It's 2. It's not White. It was Odegaard and it's 2. Like I said, look, against the team we've seen in the past, us defending against teams like Manchester City, and it's fine. This is not A, this is Arsenal in full flight, and this is B, this is us in full. There is zero chance of us keeping the opposition out in a game like this today. And it's just not going to happen. It's 2-0 within 10 minutes. After a positive 5 minutes at the beginning of the game. Again, there's just a chronic lack of marking. I don't want to pick out Ben Rama because, again, I said he doesn't do it often, and I don't praise him often for it. So I should praise him when I had the opportunity to. I'll be honest with you. Ben Rama has no clue that Odegaard is there. The rest of the team is incredibly compact, which means if there are any runners from those positions, your wingers need to be paying attention. And not only does he's nowhere close to him. And I don't want to blame him because the ball gets played in. There's a lot of different things in that where you can make the arguments, but it's 10 minutes. It's 2-0. It's not. It just is what it is. Who cares? Genuinely, who cares? I know that's kind of my mantra today, but like, whatever, man. Like, whatever. It's gonna go like this, isn't it? It just is. It's about dealing with it now. It's about hoping. There's no chance of us winning this game. There's no chance of us getting a point in this game anymore. If there ever was, I was trying, right? I was trying desperately to find some sort of reasoning. And as I said, when we go down, it's usually a long afternoon because we're not very likely to get in there unless teams keep coming at us. The problem is right now, this West Ham team will not score more than 1 goal. They just won't. So we could get a goal, but it doesn't matter. They've already won because they've got 2. Literally, the game is over within 10 minutes. Literally, the game is over within 10 minutes. My score is wrong. You're right. I've put 2-0 West Ham. Vibes. Why not? Thank you, though. Whoever just pointed that out, thank you very much. It is completely wrong. It's thank you, Ross. It was Ross. Thank you, Ross. I just whatever, man. You know, we're not going to score. We're just not going to score more than 1 goal. It's not going to happen. So what? The rest of this game, we're just going to try and minimize the damage? Antonio doesn't get a free kick he wants. Yeah. Sorry, Josh. Sorry, everyone. My bad. I should have just kept it like that. Screw it. Vibes, right? Keep it like that. Who cares? Let's just act like we're winning. Why not at this point? My 3-0 is looking for Assassin, yeah. What did I say? I said 3-1, didn't I? Hold Arsenal to 5 and we've done well. I said 4 for Arsenal in the first 10 minutes. I was close. You were not. Depressingly, Amanda, you were pretty close to that. You were pretty close to that. It does go up to 10. It goes up to whatever we want. We could, that's a good point. Preemptively, right? We could just go with a solid light. Looks weird with those numbers. I've never seen it with those numbers. You know, we could just preemptively say that and see what happens. You know? See if we can predict the right score. Little bit. Win a fortune, lose a fortune, mate. Will, bold. Big ball looking for Mikel Antonio. Big hoof up the pitch. What should we talk about, guys? Should we talk about football? You still nervous, Glenn? If you're there, you still nervous? Oh, what a time to be alive. Soufal with a long throw. I think Zuma just nods it straight down to Ramsdale. And the march backwards for West Ham's players. Now Arsenal have possession of the ball from a long throw. And forward they march. Forward they march. Partey on the ball. Looking out wide. You've got Gabriel Jesus wide on the left-hand side. That's an option. He finds Tierney in that sort of inverted fullback position, central in the park, sort of almost alongside the DM. Jesus picks up the ball, lays it short to Tierney again once more. It's nice passing from Arsenal. Xhaka. Good pass, maybe the wrong one to Jesus, but hey, it's a nice pass regardless. Takes up the inside. Good tackle from Sufal. There's going to be, I mean, I don't know. There's going to be a lot of dissection of those goals. I feel like, I want to try and not blame Ben Rama for both, despite the fact that both of them came down his side and were both from arguably heavily involving men who he should have been marking. But I don't want to criticize him too much. I think we can go through the goals in excruciating detail at another time. I just look at this and I just think, what are we going to do, man? Ben Rama just pirouetted his way into Ben White. You love to see it, and then gave away a free kick. Jibster, incredible name. Which you could say Jibster. I'm going Jibster. Out here with jibes, you know. There's no way we get better either. There are tactics to inspire a fight in the boys. Yeah, I think you can only do what we do for so long, you know. And I think we're at this stage done with it a little bit. I don't get the love for Cornet. He's poor. Disagree, Alex. I think he's fast is the big thing for a start. He's direct. I remember when we signed Zarate under Sam Allardyce, and there was a vibe, and I was very heavily in that vibe as well. I was very heavily in the same category as we need a bit of that. We need someone who's going to be selfish, who's going to just take on shots, who's going to do stuff right. Because when we're playing under Sam Allardyce, there's a lot of like getting out to wins, crossing it in, trying to Andy Carroll header it in, or whoever the big man up top is at the time. Cole, whatever, right? And I think a little bit of Cornet is slightly similar of that vibe of, because he is different to what we have and to what we do, then it's that feeling. And it's the feeling we had of Ben Rama at the beginning of the season. There was a lot of talk about Ben Rama at the beginning of the season being the player who's most in form and people are most excited to watch and all this other sort of stuff. And it's that very similar thing of he isn't what we have and he isn't what we do. So, you know, we want him to play. That's what it is. It might not even necessarily be that he's good or he's bad, although I disagree with you. I do think he's good. It's just that when you look at the rest of this team, to have a player who isn't Mikel Antonio, who's going to pick up the ball and run with it and take people on and try and be direct, not try and play it out wide, just make a beeline towards goal, that's a positive. Free kick on the edge of the area. Look very close to a penalty there, but it's a free kick to West Ham, I should say. Antonio there, again, picks up the ball, charges along with it. Rob Holding slices him down at the last possible second outside the box. It's very, very, very close. It's very, very, very close. Can we play when Rice throws his arms up in the air and sulks bingo, please? Yeah, it's happened already, though. It's the problem. The problem is it happened already. I think he's faster than Bowen. I think Bowen's not very fast at all. I think he's faster than that, to be fair. Here comes the free kick. Declan Rice over it. Awful free kick. Awful free kick. I don't get what the point is of having Declan Rice on free kicks. It's stupid and feels pointless. Da 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 da. Fee, good to see you. We need a bell, mate. Listen, my problem is there's no bells because I haven't been to the shop since Thursday, and there are, I think, oranges which I could look if the bell poll got going and was a yes, then I could look to see if there were oranges. I think there are oranges, and I might run and try and get some at halftime. Although I will need to be very, very, very quick about it. I don't know if I have the time to do it, but I might give it a shot. We'll see if I have the time. He's taking responsibility. Whatever, man. What? Past Arsenal passing it around at leisure. No attempt to try and tackle them going on. No attempt to try and press them. Because that thing where we get 20% for us possession wise so far, by the way. No attempt to really do anything. It's going to be a long bloody stream, isn't it? It's going to be a long ass stream. This is one of those games where everything's just going to go for Arsenal. The more I'm thinking about it, and it's not exactly it's a crazy bad pass. It's worked out, and Fabianski's just booted it straight to Arsenal, who've counter-attacking now. Gabriel on the ball. Sorry, it's Ben White even. Partey trying to come forward. Like, the more I think about it, obviously I've not exactly been positive about this game so far, but the more I think about it, it's going to be one of those games, isn't it? Like, if you're Arsenal, you train for this exact game, and everything you train for is going to come off. Owen, he goes down, but I don't really know why. He stayed down. Just stay down, get off, get home early. Get home early, Like I say, if you're Arsenal, you train on the training ground. All of the drills you do are for this exact game. And everything you're going to do is just going to come off today. Everything you'll do is just going to be exactly as you planned it to be. It's going to be very long and frustrating day. Have we won a free kick from that? I don't even know what happened. Lieber door de label, ik keer snel in de crowd. I think he's an Arsenal fan, to be fair. I don't remember if he is or he isn't, but my gut says he's an Arsenal fan. He's MP for Canada, so that makes sense. Zuma lays it back to Fabianski, who subsequently hoofs it forward to Partey. Let's go, boys! You love to see it. We pass it back under the mildest bit of pressure. Fabianski, with literally no options and no pressure on him even, just fucking hoofs it up the pitch straight to Partey, who can go again. I just love football, man. It's so good. Football's so good. Yeah, he's doing all right. I don't disagree with you. I think he's doing. I think under the circumstances, I think he's doing well. Just football, so fun. So fun, isn't it? I just love the beautiful game, guys. It's the beautiful game. It's the beautiful game. Antonio coming forward down the right-hand side. I'm getting very frustrated now. I'm just at the point now where I've gone from not caring to just being incredibly frustrating. It's just happening. It's just happening now. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. They play so well. Just it's free-flowing, attacking football. It's like watching Brazil at 2002 World Cup all over again. Sorry, Jimmy. Sorry, Jimmy. I just can't be asked. I'm just like, whatever, man. It's a prime Barca tiki taka, man. You know, Messi in the false nine, Pedro on one side, Neymar on the other. Maybe you move slightly forward, gets the Suarez involved. You know, the MSN vibes, moving around, doing exciting things, passing the ball on the floor. You know, just full vibes, man. It's just full vibes. Iniesta, middle of the park, pulling the strings with Xavi. Sergio Busquets, titan of the game, spraying balls about with immense accuracy. He's got the. If you looked at the silhouette of Busquets and Souček, I'm not certain you'd be able to pick them apart. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm very much going through the stages of grief. You're 100% correct on that one. I just whatever. Ooh, yes, vibes. 58. I do a show on Analytics United with Jack Elderton and Cal Goodall over there called the West Ham Breakdown. And Cal on there the other week. What game was it? I can't remember what game. It was whatever game. Maybe it was, I don't think it was Newcastle. I think it was after that. It was a game that went awfully. So one of 15 games that happened recently, right? And Cal, one of the stats Cal said on that, because Cal's good with data and understands how these things work, was on average per possession of the ball, I think it was, that West Ham had, we made 1.9 passes, I think it was. Which imagine that every time we have the ball, imagine making 1.9 passes. 1.9. Essentially what that means is we boot it at Mikel Antonio, that's pass one, and then whether or not he can do something with it, that's pass two. And when he doesn't do something, that's when it goes downwards. 1.9. The crowd are booing. Nigel was right. The crowd are booing. It's it's becoming more and more evident. GP, thank you very much for the £2 into the full-time fund. That's why he's telling me Irish. Telling me he's not Irish. He's on West Ham. He probably is. Probably very depressed. And that's fair. It's a depressing scenario. Thank you, GP, for the full-time fund. You don't have to do that. Thank you very much if anyone's donated, by the way. Especially today. Jesus Christ of all days. Yeah. Just whatever, man. Just whatever. We're trying to create some sort of pressing against Arsenal who, for being honest, play around it with relative ease. Fabianski has the ball. Ladies and gentlemen, what's he going to do? It's hoofed! Hey! lads. Antonio does well with it, to be fair. He heads it down to Bowen. 1-2, gets Antonio in behind. He tries to cross it into the inevitably no one. Let's all play some football. Let's all play some football. Hey, unfortunately, I can't show it because otherwise YouTube and the Premier League will come and kill me. They'll come and they'll take away the channel. And we've been doing it for 8 years now, so I don't want to get the channel deleted, especially when it's not just me. So I can't, unfortunately. But Kate, if you are looking for a way to watch it, there definitely are ways you can. When I find the button, there definitely are ways you can watch the game. If you scroll down into the link in the description below called Join Our Discord, it's a lovely Hammers Chat West Ham community. Fans of all clubs are welcome, however, but more importantly, on the left-hand side, there's a bit there called Stream Links, and you will find what you're looking for. I did it much better the second time. Did you see that? I did it much better the second time. First time I was all over the shop. I said the beginning bit a bit differently and it threw off the rest of my rhythm. The second time, I nailed it. Don't know what you're talking about, Matt. It's going to work, mate. Matt, it's going to work. We've got this. We've got this. Matt, we've got this. Come on, Matt. There's these channels, right? Arsenal passing the ball around currently under very little pressure. Oh no, Paqueta's gone for it. Now Ben Rama's gone for it. Arsenal have played around it because our pressing is awful. There's these channels, right? That I'm seeing the word penalty. Have we got a penalty? Penalty for Lucas. Pen. All right, I can't look at chat for a while. I'll tell this story later. But listen, vibes. We've got a pen. Mikel Antonio charging forward. Let's have a look see how it happens. Gabriel collects the ball off him, so it's not this time. It's not this time. Mikel Antonio, to be fair to him, is doing okay. If we're going to be honest about it, Mikel Antonio is doing all right. He's doing all right. Declan Rice, potential handball. Paqueta went down. He went down with some drama. I'll tell you that. And there's questions in the build-up about whether or not it's a handball to Declan Rice. I don't know how VAR is going to break that down, or if they even can look at the handball. But it's a penalty. How the hell we've managed to get this, I'll never know. Declan Rice lays it into the path of Paqueta, and Gabriel. He's a very awkward slide tackle from. It's a very awkward slide tackle from Gabriel. It's just awful from Gabriel. Not even close to getting the ball. It's not even like he takes down Paqueta. It's just really awkward. It's just really, really awkward. VAR is looking at it. I'll be interested to see what happens with Gabriel. Oh, it can't be double jeopardy, right? So it'll be yellow. But I'll be interested to see what happens with Gabriel and what happens with Rice, because it felt like there was a potential handball. It felt like there was a potential handball in the build-up. When Partey goes to sort of flick the ball, Declan Rice comes through, it hits his arm. It looks like VR's given a penalty. Okay, it is a penalty. It is a penalty, right? Okay. Prepare yourself, ladies and gentlemen, because a goal somehow might be about to happen. I don't know how. I don't know why. But a goal may or may not be about to happen. Is it going to be Ben Rama? Is it going to be Paqueta? I think it's Ben Rama. He has the ball. I personally would give it to Ben Rama. Declan Rice, do me a favor. Stand well away from that ball, my friend. It's Ben Rama all away. I would give it to Ben Rama. As much as I'm not being enamored with his performance, and as I said earlier, I wouldn't start him. For me, Ben Rama is our best penalty taker. He is putting it down. Go on, Benny. Go on, Benny. Have a bit of bants about you. Give us some hope that we don't need. He fits it in. We've only got a goal. Oh, my Lord. We've scored. How have we... All defending from Arsenal, to be fair. Lackadaisical passing, and then one of the worst slide challenges you're going to see in a while. Not in terms of dangerous, just in terms of bloody clumsy. What were you doing? What were you thinking? And Ben Rama slots it home well. That's why I said Ben Rama should take it. That's why I called it in the build-up. Ben Rama would take. Somehow, ladies and gentlemen, I get to put a 1 in this category. It's West Ham United 1. It's Arsenal 2. One of the most undeserved goals you're ever going to see. And listen, we're in. Come on. Throw your ones up, Elaine. I'll do it here because you can't see. But throw your ones up. You know, because we've scored one. Will we get a second one? Probably not. But it does a little bit make it look like a tight game. Mate, here we go. Arsenal on the ball. Gabby Jesus. There's a throw into Arsenal. Look, at this point, Glenn, you're a liar, and I love you for it, but you are a liar. Ben Rama comes away with the ball. Partey's not having a good game, is he? He's lackadaisical. And then he gives away a free kick. I'll be honest with you, Partey has looked, and he gets a yellow card for it. He has looked lackadaisical in the last 10 minutes. Lackadaisical. The pass which Declan Rice managed to snip into was absolutely stupid. That time he just isn't awake, and Ben Rama can come away with the ball. And then he comes in and fouls Ben Rama and picks up a yellow card as easy as you like. He's putting himself in a dangerous position that he does not need to. Stupid. What a kit that is, by the way. The Arsenal one, the black and gold. Yes, very much yes. Very much yes. Stu foul. He's going to take the free kick. Declan Rice is coming on and telling him what to do, as if that's going to help. Oh, yes, Declan Rice, master of free kicks. Just do something else. Whipped in. Ooh, close. Mikel Antonio head in his hands. I think it's going to be a corner. Sufal puts it in. He looks offside, Antonio, to be fair. Header down. And there was a touch. There was a touch from Ramsdale. Pours it over. So it is going to be a corner somehow. Cresswell to take it. Whips in. Souček. Secondary corner. Souček rose for it. It hits up an Arsenal player last. Antonio called for it. I thought it was going to be I thought he could have maybe put it into the net, but we have a second corner, ladies and gentlemen. Second corner. We go again. Cresswell to take from the left-hand side. All of the big men in there. Whips it in. Or Ramsdale comes out to try and punch it. Can't quite get there. It is hoofed away eventually. I don't like the fact of a man goalkeeper, but whatever. That's by the by. Cross goes back in, headed away. All of a sudden, ladies and gentlemen, look at this. Ben Rama loses out. It's going to be a threat to Arsenal in a deep position. I'm just saying. Did they not? Is that a thing? I know only one team's won the World Cup in red, and that was us. But I don't know. I didn't know about the black. Is that true? I guess it probably is true, isn't it? Can't think of one off the top of my head. But then again, I don't remember every away kit and third kit. I remember. With all due respect to the crowd, who are whistling and getting very annoyed at Arsenal taking a bit long with the throw-in, tranquilo, there's not much going on here. More shots than Arsenal. Look at us. We're getting better. Come on. Football is happening again. Yeah, I remember Roy Keane in a black one. Yeah, the second someone said Man United, I remember Roy Keane wearing the black one with Vodafone in the middle, Stephen, good to see you, sir. I hope you're well. Have you missed much? I mean, I don't know what to say, Stephen. I don't know what to say. Somehow we're on the ascendancy. It makes no sense to get we're here. Long throw from Sufal. No one gets on the end of it because I don't know if that's ever worked. Paqueta tries to knock it back in. Bowen can't get the header. Paqueta goes straight from range. Can't quite find it. Yeah, I don't know what to say, Stephen. Look, football's happening. We may or we may not win or get a point. At this point, it feels unlikely. However, we've all of a sudden in the last 10 minutes come alive. So who knows? Penalty, Ben Rama with our goal. If you need to know. Living and watching from Greece, or Trouty. Faith, thank you for watching. How are you? I hope you're well. Thank you for watching. We appreciate it. Hopefully your vibes, positive vibes, will influence the team and we'll win. Trouty, yeah. Enjoy Greece, Faith. Very jealous. It's probably warmer and nicer than it is here. I'll find her, of course. I still stick with my 3-1 Arsenal prediction. It still makes sense. I'll stick with my 3-1 Arsenal, but all of a sudden, title contenders, huh? Title contenders, my backside. Man United won at 95. Good knowledge, Alex. Thank you very much. Lay down the line, looking for Saka to pull it back. Over top of everyone, not quite get there. And a little bit of, again, just a little bit of awkward passing gets us away. Jared Bowen charging forward. Loses a throw, apparently. I thought it was ours, but whatever. Is football coming home? It is to here, specifically now. Look, I'm enjoying it while it happens. Because I don't think we're going to end parting with yet another mistake. Because I don't think it's gonna continue. So I'm enjoying it while it happens. Football, ladies and gentlemen. Football. Throw on Bowen trying to force way forward. Tell you what, Ben Rama's in an interesting position today. It almost feels like a 4-3-1-2. Because Antonio is very wide on the left a lot of the time to take advantage of Ben White being further forward. And Bowen is fairly central, and Ben Rama turns up very wide on the right sometimes for someone who's playing on the left wing. I don't think it is a 4-3-3 necessarily. Absolutely bundled there, Gabriel Jesus. Absolutely bundled. Loving them. Exactly. Just living the moment. Live for it. Live for it. I don't know. This formation's interesting. Just to actually zero in on the football for a split second and not just be whatever. It's actually genuinely quite interesting. There's definitely some rotation going on. 26% possession for those keeping count. But we have had 8 shots. They've had 4. Still only 2 on target for both teams. But, yeah. And Nokia, I do trust Mikel Antonio more defensively than I trust Ben Rama on the left, if we're being honest about him. Hooked towards the back post. Gabriel Jesus picks up the ball. Lays it short to Tierney, who does well to take the man on. Pings it across, can't quite make it happen. Charlie, if we stay up, will you shave your hair off? No, because I think we're going to stay up. No, I'm probably going to get my hair cut before then. But, I say that. I'm very lazy and I haven't had it cut since October 2020. So do I think that's going to happen? Probably not. I'm not going to. I think we'll stay up, though. The Europa Conference League, I don't know. I'll percolate on something, maybe. But, I'll percolate on something. I'll let it marinate and see what happens. Free kicks West Ham. Deep into our half. Well, I say deep. It's in our half. Lucas Fabianski to take the free kick. Oof. Big boot. Looking for Mikel Antonio. I tell you what, Mikel Antonio is basically playing on the left wing now. Oh, that's a really nice ball from Paquetá. Oh, Cresswell. Aaron. Aaron, that was such a good opportunity. No. I need to. Cresswell's still down in the box. I don't know where he got injured. I would just do it out of shame. I need to watch that again. I don't want to criticize him too much until I've seen it again, but he's a mile offside, to be fair. Cresswell is absolute mile offside, but oh my god, it's one of the worst. Souček absolutely just dropped him. Souček just absolutely dropped him. I'll back your beef now. Listen, if you lot haven't already, I assume this is what you would like to do. Listen, you lot, if you haven't already, go to Dean Armarsh on Twitter. I remembered, I think. Go to @Dean Armarsh on Twitter and follow Dean. 1, because he's a lovely man. 2, because he makes great mixes. And I would highly recommend you go check out on his Mixcloud. I don't know what the Mixcloud link is, but I do know the Twitter link, and you can find the information directly on Dean's Twitter account. Dean R. Marsh on Twitter. Lovely man, lovely music. Highly recommended. I'll say it now. That's fine. I'll quite happily say it now. If that's what you wanted to. If it's not, you enjoy the free promo anyway. but if it's not, I apologise. Yeah, it's sort of got there, Major, hasn't it? It's sort of got there. Listen, you'd have to ask Dean. You'd have to ask Dean. I'm not gonna look after we got the penalty out of nowhere, and it was very, very awful up until that point. After we got the pen, we seem to have just sort of stood up and made ourselves count. That's not how that phrase goes, but I'm saying it. We've got a corner again, and all of a sudden, it's just Arsenal don't look sure of themselves. They really don't. The passing does not look confident. Like inside the final third when they're trying to score, passing looks great. But outside of that, it looks really loose and awkward, and the pressure's actually sort of working when we get on it. There is actually it's actually sort of making it work. It's going to be a corner from the right-hand side. Jared Bowen's the one who's going to take it. In swinging corner. Puts it towards that back post. No one can quite get there. Ooh, Zuma quite flick it in. Lots of frustration. That was a goal kick from the West Ham players for about 2 seconds before it dissipates. And it's going to be a goal kick. Looking towards the back post. Zuma is there. Antonio's there. None of them can quite get there. Definitely hit Zuma last. I don't know why he's complaining. Yeah, outside of the final third, their passing looks less than convincing, and we need to sort of get on top of them. Half time is unfortunately going to come now. We're about 30 seconds away from the 3 minutes of added time being over, so half time is going to come, and it's going to allow them to sort of curb the momentum and maybe compose themselves a little bit, because that's what they need right now. Arsenal need to compose themselves, because you look at the game, and that's what's getting us the. This is what's getting us the situations. This is what's getting us the opportunities. Just a lack of composure from Arsenal. Yeah, rattled. Exactly that. Exactly rattled. Exactly that. So yeah, I want it. But yeah, so it's going to be frustrating in that sense. And as other people have said, against Newcastle, a similar thing happened, and then they went and scored straight away, and it was done. But hey, we started the first half well. Maybe we'll start the second half well. Who knows? Anything can happen in the beautiful game. Gabriel Jesus, nice little flick down there, but interception, and now we need to attack. I think we've definitely changed formation. It feels almost like, to be honest, it doesn't even feel like we've changed formation. It just feels like we've played it in different places. Apparently, Mikel Antonio gets a yellow card there. Not really sure how. Or was it? Oh no, it was a yellow card for Jesus, I think. Yeah, Jesus. I was going to say, how did Mikel Antonio get a yellow card there? I thought the second thing where Odegaard goes down is for the pullback from Gabriel Jesus, which is fair. Yeah, I think. What was I going to say? Who knows? Who cares? Probably wasn't important. It's West Ham to take a free kick. It's a shame we're going to lose that momentum. But then again, you go 2-0 down in 10 minutes, it will do that to you, you know? The formation thing, yeah, we definitely. So there we go. Halftime whistle has gone. We've definitely moved around. We've definitely moved around the people. Mikel Antonio has taken up his position on the left wing. Ben Rama almost playing up front with Bowen on the right. It doesn't even feel like a change of formation more than it feels like just the personnel shifting around slightly. Specifically Ben Rama and Antonio switching, and I think that's really worked. Having Mikel Antonio in that space. I mean, Mikel Antonio when he's playing up front drifts over to that side anyway, and we play the ball to him in that space, and he makes those runs. So just starting him there in more space kind of makes more sense, and it's kind of worked in that sense. But Gio, how do you feel about the beautiful game?
I'm feeling more encouraged. Certainly.
Sure.
I thought we started quite well. Then somehow we're 2-0 down after 10 minutes. Then it was a period of just watching Arsenal pass the ball about. The penalty was well won. And since then, I've been quite impressed, actually. I'm feeling quite good. Arsenal look rattled. While we need to play well, you do need Arsenal to have a bit of nerves about them as well in order for us to get back into this. And both things are currently at play. I didn't want half-time to come, to be honest with you. I was thinking, no, this is good. We're on top there. Partey's on the booking. Jesus is on the booking now. They'll be picking up more yellow cards in the second half. I'm quite happy. Weirdly enough, despite being 2-1 down, I'm quite happy, Charlie. I feel more positive now than I did before the game, despite the fact that we're losing at this point, whereas obviously before the game I didn't even kicked off yet. And I'm feeling more optimistic, which is dangerous, but yeah, I'm all right.
I feel like I was just talking about it. Mikel Antonio's changed positions with Ben Rama. At some point during that first half, that's happened. They've switched themselves, and it's not even necessarily that Ben Rama's playing as an out-and-out striker, but he's just sort of about. But Mikel Antonio on the left-hand side is getting a lot of joy, and he's making stuff happen.
Yeah,
and I feel like
they're crap as well.
Well, that's true, and he's got a hairband on. Not it doesn't suit him. But yeah, they just seem rattled. And that's what's annoying me about going into halftime. It's not even necessarily that we're on up. It's just that they seem all over the shop, and now they've got a chance to compose themselves. Whereas before, you're looking at Partey who's passing it all over the shop. They're just having to make last-ditch pullbacks like Gabriel Jesus. They're just getting in a card. It just felt like all of a sudden we're going to lose that momentum which we had previously. I don't know. It's a bit frustrating, but I can't act like my opinion on the match has changed. I said 3-1 before the game. I'm going to stick with 3-1, but all of a sudden it shows that, there is something there. There is something there. It's just a case of, making it happen.
The boys will be buzzing at halftime. They will be. They'll be going in at halftime saying, right, come on then, let's get out. This Arsenal will be going in and think, bloody hell, what's going on here kind of thing. We've barely got out our half since that we went 2-0 up. Fabianski's not really been tested. Ramsdale's been the busy keeper of the two, despite the fact that we're 2-1 down. Yeah. So they're going to be shaky. Arteta will be... this is where he's inexperienced as a manager, and this will be a test for him at halftime, because we saw what happened at Liverpool last weekend with Arsenal. But there's people in live chat talking about how he's got like the Newcastle game written all over it, and I can understand the comparisons, whereas we finished the half strongly and a goal down. But, and it is a big but, we conceded after a minute it was even a minute, 30 seconds into the second half. Gerrard made that mistake to let them back in. I just hope that Moyes goes in at halftime with a bit of belief that we can do this and gets them fired out and sends them out to attack Arsenal in the second half, because if we come out guns blazing, they will get a bit nervous. It might play into their hands a little bit, but our front three are playing well today. Paqueta's playing well today. Rice is playing well today. Caswell's having a good game. There's a lot of good performances out there in the first 45, and we need to capitalise on that. Antonio's causing them bother. Ben Ramos has some really neat touches out there in the first half. There's a lot of good performances in West Ham shirts, and we need to take advantage of it. And this is where Moyes gets the subs right. We can get something from this game, but if he gets the subs wrong, we could still get a heavy defeat at our hands here. So I'm feeling quite good. I'm actually looking forward to the second half, Charlie.
Bold, in which I shall join you for in a split second. Enjoy the chat for a moment.
Thank you very much. Right, let's see what you are all seeing, please. In the live chat, get your thoughts in. Jekyll says that Arsenal will make a couple of tweaks at halftime, sort themselves out. We need to equalise before halftime, really. And Dean said, I think the players have changed tactics themselves and are doing what they think needs to be done. Glenn says, Arsenal goals are mirror images, defenders drawing in, free man at the back post. Yeah, we'll discuss it in the review. Stevie says Antonio, Benrahma and Paqueta can cause them harm, but no early goal. James says, imagine he subs on Twitter. He can't. Ings can't come on until the 80th minute if we need a goal, and that's only if we're gaining territory. Antonio's playing really well, in my opinion. Alan says, listen to the atmosphere at the moment. Oh, because we're showing a bit of ambition and intent. How does Moyes not realise we don't expect to win every week? Just some effort. Ismar, what subs would we make? I think Souček needs to come off. I think he's been ineffective. Probably for Downs, in my opinion, which is not the most ambitious substitution. But because I'm liking what I'm seeing from the front three, I almost don't want another attacker in there. Benrahma's getting one-on-one. Antonio's getting one-on-two. Sometimes it's 2v1 against him, but he's doing quite well. Bowen's running at players. I'd actually put Downs in there just to keep that midfield solid. Get him on for Souček. And then as the game goes on, you've got Cornet as the next substitute to come on for whichever one of the front three are tiring or aren't playing too well. Cornet can come on and impact that. But yeah, Downs for Souček would be the sub I would make. Roger says, second half, let's really go for it. We've got nothing to lose. Steve says Gabriel got a booking. Didn't see it. Maybe he did. I didn't see it. I know that Partey's got a booking and Jesus has got a booking. I never saw Gabriel get one. But Courtney Boy says, this is the first time this season. I'm excited for the first half. I got sucked in. I got sucked in against Newcastle. I will admit that. Gary says, Rice and Paqueta's class. Lanzini on for Souček. Quietly impressed after the penalty. Arsenal look rattled, please. Not like Newcastle and concede straight away in the second half. Celtic Hammer says, he's in shock. He's not going to say anything. Lewis says, that was a half of two halves. I was furious. Now I'm a little optimistic. Yes, a bit like me, to be honest with you. Mick says, we started bad, but picked up after the pen. If we can carry on, we might get a draw. James says, best half I've seen from Antonio all season. Completely agree. I think Antonio's been brilliant. Stevie thinks Antonio is bullying him as well. Ruben would like to see Cornet on to add to the pace through the middle. Hammer 1999 says, Zuma and Kerr have been really aggressive, as had Rice. I think they've all played well. I don't think, I'm not going to, without digging out Souček, because I'm just going to say Souček is ineffective, and that's that. I think everyone else is playing well. I think I'm happy with everyone's performances. This is why I think the first sub is quite an obvious one to make. Stevie says, get Souček on for Downs. Ionic says they hate Antonio and they've got no answers for him. Completely agree. Chippy said, Arsenal playing a false nine to try and draw a defence out and create space. This makes it hard to win the ball back. What can we do? I think we are. I think we're handling Jesus quite well. We're letting him go get the ball deep, so you can have it there. You're not going to do anything with it, are you? It's when he's in and around our box that's the problem. Hamster wants the Souček's the main reason we're this far down. Michael says, not just the goal down at half time, that's the Newcastle comparison. It's the first good 5 minutes, concede 2, get one back, then at half time. Yeah, I guess so. It is very, very similar. But like I said, we did make a glaring individual defensive error 30 seconds into the second half, which killed the game completely. So we'll wait and see. As Zane said, it was very sneaky from Paqueta. He drew Gabriel. It was a bit of a dive, weren't it? But I always have sympathy for attacking players. I always have sympathy for players in possession of the ball for these things because he's anticipating the contact from Gabriel, and I almost see it as a little bit of protection to some extent because anyone that's played football knows if someone slides in and gets you on the shins or the knees or the ankles, it can be painful. So when players go down anticipating the contact, I have a little bit of sympathy for them. Paqueta didn't. To me, a dive is when you. I think there's a big difference between the two. I'm trying to think of where I saw one. There was a player that got booked for it the other day. I know Christie got booked for Bournemouth yesterday, but that wasn't a dive in my opinion. There was some contact there. But you know when like an attacker will stick his leg out into the defender or he'll like run into the defender, that's diving in my opinion. What Paqueta did, like I said, it's a bit divey, but I think he's expecting Gabriel's legs to come out. And arguably, Gabriel's a little bit unlucky because he does pull out a little bit, but clumsy defending. Ian said, stupid decision to pass the ball in the last seconds. I don't know. I can only assume. The one thing I will say is Let me just skip to the end of the chat. The one thing I will say is when you're on the pitch, I mean, Creswell could just say to the referee how long we got, and the referee would say, "You've literally got to get this in the box, then I'm blowing." There's no time. There's no timer. Creswell doesn't know how long's left. He will know that we're in stoppage time. He will know there's 3 minutes of stoppage time. But what Creswell doesn't know is how far into that 3 minutes we are. So at this point, we were 48 and a half minutes on the clock, maybe. That's not in the ground. When the clock hits 45 minutes in the ground, it stops. It just stays on 45-00. The clock doesn't keep going up to 46, 47, 48 minutes. So for Creswell, there's absolutely no way of knowing how long he's got until halftime. Like I said, he could have asked the referee. He should have been putting it in anyway. But I've got a bit of sympathy with Creswell. He doesn't necessarily know that it's sort of time up kind of thing. Harry said, we've done well to get back into this. Still think Arsenal will win. Just hope the scoreline is more respectable than Newcastle. Do you know something? I'm going to say something. It's a bit strange. I actually think we're playing better. That 20 minutes, that since the penalty till halftime, I think we've played better then than we did for 90 minutes against Fulham. I'm more pleased by what I've seen in that 20 minutes than what I've seen at Craven Cottage, despite the fact that we won that day. I think a lot of the players playing today are having better performances than they did against Ghent, than they did against Fulham, than they did against Southampton. Antonio's having his best game in a long time. Ben Rama's playing well. Bowen's playing well. Rice is up for it. Paqueta, I think, is looking brilliant in midfield as well. There's some really good performances, actually. So I actually think I've been more impressed by that 20 minutes than what I've seen in recent weeks, despite getting results in those games. And, well, being 2-1 down at this point, but...
Yeah, it's weird. I sort of agree with you. It's weird because I was thinking something similar. Yeah. Go on, you first.
No, I'm just saying to them. I think Antonio's having a great game. Ben Rama's playing well. Bowen's playing well. Paqueta, Rice playing well. Creswell playing well. I think bar that their 2 goals were fantastic team goals. I'd love to see West Ham score more of that, where Saka's dragging players out of position, etc. But I think we're playing quite well that 20 minutes. But if we can do that in the second half, get another goal, it's just. Yeah, I'm strangely feeling positive, Charlie, despite the fact we're losing at halftime. It's just a pity we have to go 2-0 down before we start having a pop at teams and whatever. I mean, to be fair, we did start brightly from the off today. We just found ourselves 2 goals down after 10 minutes. But yeah.
Yeah, I know. I felt the same because there's been a lot of games, and I was thinking about it in terms of analytics, right? There's been a lot of games when I do that show on the Patreon, patreon.com/chat, where I start with Jack and I'll be like, well, we won. There's been a couple of games now where I'm like, we've won, but I feel crap about it.
Yeah.
We've won, but I'm just like, oh, whatever. This is exactly like you're saying. It's the exact opposite. Of course, that's right now. Second half, anything could happen, and it could go.
Charlie, we play like that 20 minutes. We play like that for the second half. I think we'll get something out of the game. But even if say we lost 3-2 or 2-1, we lost by a goal, but we played like that for the second half. I will be happy at halftime. At full time. I'll say, right, okay, we've been beaten by the better team on the day, but the tactics were right. The team selection, bar one player, I think, was correct. The intent was there. The performance of players were there. The attitude from the players is probably the most important thing today. Early on, bang, Rice, Paqueta, bang, tackle. I thought, I'm liking this. This is what I want to see: commitment, fighting for the cause. I've been encouraged by what I've seen today, actually. You know, I feared the worst at 2-0 down after 10. I thought this is going to be a hiding. And they were knocking the ball about, taking a piss practically. But we've upped the game a little bit. And this is where it's time for the big characters in the changing room to step up at halftime, whether that's Rice, whether it's Ogbonna, because although he's not in the squad, he'll still be there. Get Ogbonna in that changing room. Even if you have to get Martin Noble down to fire them up at halftime, just somebody take charge of that dressing room at halftime, get the boys fired up. And we don't even have to do much tactically. We're doing quite well. It's working. Tactically, it's working. Set pieces were causing them problems. So perhaps one personnel change, and it's the obvious one. And I think we'd see a big improvement.
Yeah.
Right, anyway, I better get going.
Final score prediction?
2-2.
Oh, cheeky Desmond from Geo. Oh, imagine the scenes. Imagine the scenes, ladies and gentlemen. If it will happen, who knows? We'll find out. But the second half will be underway in just a moment's time. If you are looking for a way to watch the game, there are definitely ways you could do it, my friends. All you have to do is click on the link in the description below. There's a bit there called Join Our Discord. Lovely free Hammers Chat community, West Ham community, fans of all clubs welcome. But more importantly, on the left-hand side, there's a bit called Streaming. Click on that and you will find what you're looking for. It's about to get underway at the London Stadium. It's Arsenal 2, West Ham United 1. West Ham to get it underway. Come on, you Irons. Deploy the boys. Stick around, like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, because we've got 45 minutes on what could be season-defining football for both us and potentially Arsenal. But we'll see how it goes. Straight away, we've put him under pressure and Thomas Partey's booted it out for a throw-in. Straight away, it's happened. Like Gio said, it's just keeping on top of them, because that's what you've got to do. You've got to make sure that they don't feel like the half has ended. That's the big thing here. Big long throw in. Souček gets a header onto it. No one else can get there. It's going to be a corner. Because as Gio was saying, and as we said before halftime, it feels like fun. It feels like personally that, it feels like we were on the ascendancy. It felt like they couldn't do anything to do in it. They would probably hate the fact that we would probably hate the fact that halftime's come. They'd be very glad at it. We need to get on top of them as soon as we have, like we've done now, to make sure that they don't feel like halftime's come. Bowen whips it in, looking towards Souček, can't quite get his head onto it. It's going to be another corner. Another corner. Good start. If I had a bell, I would. Listen, if the call for bells come, I'll go check for oranges. I should have checked at half time. I completely forgot to, I'll be honest. Another corner, this time from the left-hand side. Cresswell to take it, outswinger. Misses everyone. Good foot in from Declan Rice. No one can make the best of it, but a little bit of pressure on Gabriel Jesus, and it's going to be a throw to Arsenal in a deep position. But fairly good start. Again, just make sure we're on top of them. Just make sure we're on top of them. Don't let them rest. Because obviously at some point, we're going to have to step off a little bit. At some point, the gas is going to have to come off a little bit, because we physically as a team are not capable to go at it. I've never seen us just go at teams for an entire game, right? So at some point, we will have to drop off the gas a little bit, but not now. We need to make sure we stay on it for at least the first 5-10 minutes. Just really make sure that they don't have breathing room. And there you go. Mikel Antonio charging forward, does well there. The cross is some classic Mikel Antonio cross there, in that there was not a single human being there, but still. It's going to be a free kick to Arsenal, deep inside their half, basically inside their own area. There's some good time wasting from Arsenal happening right now. I fully respect it. Yeah, I know, Hamster. I know. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm lowering my expectations. Right. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that it's going to happen for 45 minutes, because it's not. We just need to make sure it happens now. Right on. Damn straight. Oh, I need to listen to that. Dum-ba-dum. 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 Dum. Dum-ba-dum. 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 Dum. Sorry, I'm thinking about shaft now. Kelsey, good to see you. It was Syed Benrahma with a penalty. Paquetá won the penalty and Syed Benrahma slotted it home. Arsenal-wise, it was Gabriel Jesus and Odegaard. Crossed in, shot. Oh, bloody hell from Saka. Deflects out. It's going to be a corner. Going to be a corner to Arsenal. Free kick to them from a fairly advanced position. It's whipped in. It comes flying back out from a Declan Rice header, and Saka volleys it first time, and Thomas Souček with the block. It's going to be a corner to Arsenal from the right-hand side. In swinger from Bukayo Saka to take it. Whipped in. No one gets the head onto it, headed away. Oh, referees called it handball against Michail Antonio. It's going to be an penalty. I mean, Michail Antonio's hand is in what can only be described as an unnatural position. Gabriel Martinelli turns around, just hits it. It's nowhere even close to doing anything, by the way. It was just a complete random punt. And Michail Antonio, as he's running away, turns in his arms like that. He's like, don't hit me. Hits him there. It's as clear a handball as you're probably going to see. Did I jinx him with a halftime comment? Maybe, James. Maybe, James. There it is. Wait, there it is. There you go. Maybe. Listen, we all said very positive things at halftime. I was saying Antonio was doing well. I was saying it was going strong. It is what it is. It's close to his body, but I think it's quite. I think it's a clear, personally for me. That's a clear penalty. I mean, it's taking longer to check on VAR than I thought it would, if I'm being honest. But at the same time, probably should have. It's disgraceful I don't have any, if I'm being honest. I did almost consider bringing in one of my mates who lives close and being like, can you go to the shops and get me baby bells? Feels like a liberty to pull on someone else, but I was thinking about it. Saka to take the penalty. It is given. Up against Fabianski. Saka to take. He's missed. He's missed. Oh my God. He's missed. It's not even Fabianski's save. I mean, Fabianski guesses the right way, by the way. I don't think he had it covered. It's just wide. It's just completely wide. Come on. Bro, if ever there was a time for us, now has to be it. Surely. Big ball forward from Michail Antonio. Stops that going out for a goal kick for a throw in. Good work from Michail there, to be fair. Sure, if there ever was a time and place for us to just scam a result, this is it. Having said that, my friend who I was going to call is an Arsenal fan, so he's probably watching the game, so probably won't be around to do it. But this is it. There's other people I could ring. Ring my mum. She lives about 15 minutes away. Mum, can you get on the train and come here, and then also buy baby bells on the way? If ever there was a time to make it happen, this is it. Surely, it's going for us. Gabriel Jesus is down. Oh, Gabriel Jesus, my G, you're a fully grown adult. You can't be going down off that. He's pushing up against Sufal, pushing back, right? The ball comes in high, and he sort of looks like he doesn't know how he wants to go down, whether it's because he's been hit, because it hits him in the face. The ball hits him in the face, and he just crumbles to the floor. It's like Rivaldo. Bowen. Oh my God, we've scored. Oh my God. How? Oh my God. Bowen has scored. Bowen's just scored. What a finish as well. How? Surely there's an offside somewhere there. I mean, I could look at chat and see how, but the throw-in from Sufal from the throw-in is long. It's nodded away fairly well, to be fair to Arsenal. And it's hooked in. I think is that Kehrer? And no, Bowen's onside. What a finish! Jared Bowen. Who's that? Yeah, it's Kehrer with a weak foot pass from deep. I'll tell you what, we wouldn't have scored if we didn't start him, like I said. And he finished. Oh, Jared Bowen! Jared Bowen! Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm in disbelief. It's West Ham United 2. It's Arsenal 2. How the fuck has that happened? What? If there ever was a game, this has to be it. It's played out wide by Arsenal. Xhaka finds Martinelli, who tries to wig his way into straight into the hands of Fabians. Come on! If there ever was a game, this is the one. Whoever, I just saw exactly what I was about to say. Whoever has put a hex or whatever on Arsenal, thank you, because my God, to be fair, Glenn, you called it. To be fair, you called it. Jared Bowen's down injured now. Oh, it's not good from Jared Bowen. It doesn't look comfortable at all. Jared Bowen, by the way, I top goal scorer. He's got 11 goals this season, I think now. I think that's his 11th goal this season. In a bad season, where we've been awful, the fact that Jared Bowen still managed to get double figures is insane. Clearly, not double figures in the Prem, by the way, just in all competitions. But I think it's 11 in all competitions. I think it's 5 in the Prem. Hooked forward by Kurt Zuma, looking for Mikel Antonio, battles for it and wins it. Mikel Antonio's having a good game, by the way. Takes on Gabriel. Oh, what's spilled my tea? Declan Rice almost plays into trouble, but gets away with it a little bit. Nice ball out wide to Jared Bowen, taking on Tierney. Oh, it's a good ball as well with his weak foot. Bloody hell. Bloody hell. Ladies and gentlemen, West Ham have switched on. Jared Bowen sprinting directly at Tierney, takes him one way, takes it the other. And I tell you what, he can't get past him. Tierney's positioning is really, really nice there. And he's showing him out, which is what he wants to do. But Jared Bowen manages to bend the ball in with his weak foot. It's a really nice cross. I wish someone was just on the end of it, obviously. But it's really nicely put into a good position. Let us all pray. Let us all pray, Ivor, to whatever bottle gods there are. It's like watching us 3-0 up a couple of years ago. It's just stress. It's just pure stress. Paquetá does well to just get on, stop it. Arsenal with another throw. I mean, I think the bigger thing here, Stu, isn't necessarily. I think if you're looking from a title perspective, obviously Arsenal are 3 points in the lead and have a game in hand on Manchester City. I'm fairly certain Manchester City's game in hand is against us as well at the City at the Etihad. So, in theory, yes, but it would take the City game as well going catastrophically bad for us, which is possible. To be fair, I know, John. I know. I don't get why we don't do it. We're actually having a go. Imagine that. It's weird that you have a go and you score. Feels like could have maybe learnt that lesson earlier. Just 5679. Thank you very much for the 199 into the full-time fund. That Antonio useless, sub him. I'll be honest with you, mate. I think he's having a good game. Now, you won't find me praising him a lot. I'm a legendary Antonio hater. However, he is having a good game today. Jarrod Bowen taking his man on and beating him quite far, wiggle through 2 or 3 people there. Flicked on from Ben Rama, can't quite make it work. Zuma finds Locek, finds Kara, finds Cresswell. Passing around at the back relatively comfortably. Poor pass from Declan Rice, literally just passes it off the pitch. Ben Rama's looking for Ben Rama, can't quite find him. Brendan, my friend, there are ways you can watch the game. And I can tell you for a fact that you can watch the game through that. I think there might be Kelsey, but I haven't looked. Like I said, if they I'll tell you what, I'll check now. It's a throw-in currently, so I'll check now quickly. Give me a sec. I'll let you know if there even are before we get to the point where we're voting for it. Give me a sec. Well, good news. Oranges are available. If we want to pull the trigger, there are oranges. And my cold will probably appreciate it to some extent. However, that's only if we want to pull the trigger. Good tap. Go in. Come on. Come on. Weren't saying anything behind my back, were you, Major? Weren't saying anything, were you? I'm not going to check, Major, but you weren't saying anything dodgy, were you? Hooked forward. Mikel Antonio. Doing well. Throw into West Ham. About in line with the 18-yarder. Right-hand side. So you failed to take it. It's going to be a long one, which, you know. Big throw in. Zuma manages to get a head onto it, but it's going to be a goal kick. Can anyone else hear a beeping, or is it just me? Hear beeping. Carl, good to see you. Thank you for joining. Appreciate it, my friend. We're just playing well. I don't know how to say it, mate. We're just playing well. We're not really giving Arsenal much time on the ball. They're trying to pass it around, and we're just sort of harrying them and making it work. They look very shaky, Arsenal. When you put them under pressure, good tackle, Thomas Souček. A packet up. Ball was nice. It just wasn't quite there. Yeah, we just I had a beeping. Okay, cool. It's not just me, Dylan. I was like, is this real life? Is this my? Yeah, we're just making it happen, Carl. We're having a go. We were 2-0 down. We're now 2-2. It's kind of insane. Martinelli does well. Xhaka ends up passing it backwards. That beeping is confusing the hell out of me because I'm hearing sounds like a police radio. Arte. Gabby Jesus puts it into a good position. Martinelli, oh my days, that should be 3. Saka with the ball, puts it back across the goal. Martinelli can't get there ahead of Bowen, who knocks it out. But bloody hell, you could and maybe should be 3-2 to Arsenal there. It's well worked out of nowhere. Tierney whips it in and Gabriel Jesus just can't quite get there. Kehrer putting him under pressure. Then Saka plays it back across goal and Jarrod Bowen gets it away, but flipping heck. Flipping heck, that Gabriel Jesus should have scored that. That Gabriel Jesus, he should have put that in. Whipped in from Martinelli. Headed away from Thomas Souček. Oh, well played by Thilo Kehrer. Nods that one down and activates the counter-attack. Mikel Antonio charging down the left-hand side. He's got Kehrer alongside of him. There's no real options for him. Win something. Win something. Good work, Mikel Antonio. Wins a throw. He didn't really have any opportunities there. Jorginho and Trossard coming on for Arsenal, by the way. Didn't really have any options there. Thilo Kehrer just runs on, nods the ball down to get the counter attack underway, and well, he does, and he follows it up as well. But Mikel Antonio doesn't really have the options. We take the throw in short. We're offside. Don't worry about it. We're offside. Don't worry about it. Gabriel Jesus coming off for Arsenal for Leandro Trossard. And Partey coming off, and on comes Jorginho. Ings is not on, Jonathan. Ings is not on. Yeah, I think he's having a great game, to be fair. Yeah, definitely in an attacking sense, he just goes. Don't get me wrong. I think there are games where he doesn't, but today is not one of those games by any stretch of the imagination. Today, he's really working today. He's doing really well. You can't. I strongly agree, Michael. I don't think you can take him off today. At some point, he's going to run out of steam. If it hasn't already happened, at some point he's going to run out of steam. But he's having such a good game today. Free offsides straight away for Arsenal. There'll be a free kick to West Ham. Yeah, John, Ings is on the bench. Here's the bench if you want to see it. He is on the bench alongside Areola, Anang, Johnson, Emerson, Downs, Fornals, Lanzini, and Cornet. Jorginho, first thing he does, gives away a throw-in to West Ham. Good situation for us. We're doing well. We're still doing well. Cresswell finds Ben Rama, who we're so awful at throw-ins, aren't we? Arsenal come away with the ball. Play on from the referee after a foul from Declan Rice isn't given. Forward comes Martinelli. Good tackle. Vladimir Soufal and Jarrod Bowen getting involved as well. Comes away with the ball. You love to see it. Jarrod Bowen's having a good game as well today. It feels nice today, doesn't it? Like I was saying to Geo, like there's been multiple times where I've done like Hamalytics on the Patreon, where I've done the West Ham breakdown on Analytics United, where I've done two spanners on the Patreon, me and Ray, two spanners, one hammer, Hammer's Chat Patreon exclusive podcast. There's been so many times where we've won games and it's like, okay, right, well, we've got away with that. We've got the win. We move. There's been so many games where that's happened. Today, to be drawing, and not only that, to feel like we deserve to be in this game and deserve to get something out of this game feels so rare today, and I'm just enjoying it. Ball down the left-hand side for Syed Ben Rama. Ben White stops him. It's going to be a throw-in. Deep into Arsenal's half. Played down the 1-2, can't quite find Rice, but he forces him off. Yeah. Full chest out, smash the like button if you think to get just to get that West Ham win, just to feel the vibes. just to feel the vibes. That's poorly given away, and now Saka can come forward. They've got numbers as well here, Arsenal. Saka's coming forward. He's got options in the centre. Saka decides to take it himself and straight into the hands of Fabianski. Thank you very much. We will take that. A little bit, but that's, you know. I'll tell you what, fair play. Paquetá gave that ball away, but he's the furthest back when the shot inevitably comes in. He marks, he does really well to stop that from being a dangerous opportunity. He might give it away, but he does really well to stop there being any good passing options by just blocking all of the lanes. He does well there. So he needs criticism for the pass, but he also needs praise for solving the issue as well. I should say as well, at half time, I put up a poll. Saying what would the result be? West Ham win, draw, win. And 24% said West Ham win, 29% said draw, 47% said Arsenal win. I'm going to end that poll there, and I'm going to start it again because I feel like at this stage we might feel something different. What will the result be now? I think the vibes are changing today. The vibes are ever present and ever flowing. I want to give people a chance to be able to vote again. Big ball forward, Mikel Antonio looking to win. It does. It's a handball. Slowing down a little bit. Bloody hell. Scary times. Scary times. I would want a 99, to be fair. I would very much want a 99, to be fair. Big ping across from Jorginho. Finds Martinelli. Trossard has taken up that sort of central striker role. And not Martinelli or anything. Well, as much as there is a central striker in the Arsenal system, obviously. Defending well, and the crowd sound good as well. Finds Odegaard, nice turn, trying to find his way forward. Does Trossard looking to try and shoot from range. Instead, slots it out wide to Martinelli. Arsenal just netballing their way forward here, just passing it around, trying to find the space. Odegaard, that's a really nice pass. Into the path of Tierney, headed away well by Kurt Zouma. Trying to work their way forward. This is a good spell of possession for Arsenal at this point. A really good spell of possession. Not making anything of it as such, but just keeping the ball well. And we're sort of chasing shadows a little bit. Oh, Odegaard does well, but Souček cuts it out. And now West Ham, can they counter-attack this? A wall of black shirts ahead of Jarrod Bowen. He goes down. He wins a throw-in. Fair play. Fair play. Yeah, I think now's a good time for him, actually. Bring on the pace. Bring on an out option. I agree. I think now's a good time for him. Don't know who for. It probably would have to be for Benrahma, but yeah. Yeah, corny for Benny as well. Another shout. Yeah, I think it's probably right shout because we are fading a little bit. I still think we're managing. We're doing what we do. Like I said, when we're in charge of the game, when we're winning, or in this case drawing, we do look really capable of just stopping people from coming forward. If the people call for it, the people call for it, Ishmael. If people call for it, Ismail, people call for it. But yeah, I feel like we're good at that part of our game, and this is kind of in a way a bit like that. We are sort of winning, even though it is obviously a 2-2 draw right now. It does kind of feel like that a little bit. So it plays into our hands, but we do need to we do need to sort of find a way of just making sure we're not totally overrun, which we're not doing right now. Although Arsenal are having the possession of the ball, that's a goal kick. Although Arsenal are having all of the possession of the ball, by the way, now they're trying to speed up taking now Arsenal are trying to speed up taking set pieces. Weird how that works, isn't it? Fabianski, big plays for Fabianski. Odegaard runs off, picks up the ball, runs to the line to put down the ball for Fabianski to take it, of which Fabianski then lifts up the ball and takes it across the other end of the goal and goes, nah. You'll have to see it. As much as they're having joy, and they are right now, they're not really finding much from it. You know, they're passing the ball around. They've got a good spell of possession, but they're not creating huge amounts from it. And that's kind of, again, playing into our hands a little bit. The problem is, again, like Fulham, where I was incredibly 100% confident they weren't scoring. This is similar to the Ghent game where I am not 100% certain they are not scoring. And it feels like we just need to make sure that we continue to sort of have outballs. And that's the difference here. We might be fading and it's still sort of working. It's just making sure that when we have the ball, we can just alleviate that pressure by getting it up the pitch. And I think that's what Cornet brings you. Someone who's going to pick up the ball and dribble with it, take on his people and be fast with it, get it far away from our goal line as quickly as possible. That's what we need. And that's sort of what we want here. And that's the bit we're missing. Moyes is currently giving instructions to some of his assistants. He ran over the top. Cresswell does well to hook it out. Little hold of the hamstring as he did it, but you know. Another throw. Big hook over the top. That's nicely done by Ben Rama. Finds Jarrod Bowen. Trying to be stopped. Shifts it onto his stronger foot. Hits it. It's going to be a corner. It's well defended by Tierney, but good opportunity and good corner. He has been fantastic. I agree. He really has made it happen. He really has made it happen. Cresswell whips it in. Oh, Souček battles for it. Can't quite find the shot. He wins it. The ball back. Cresswell to Benrahma, looking to cross it back in. He does. Oh, Jarrod Bowen's there. This is Antonio. Ramsdale comes flying out. Jarrod Bowen's gone down holding the back of his head. There's an offside flag. It's not going to be a pen, but Bowen looks in somewhat pain. Mikel Antonio just saying to the referee, just giving him sort of talking to. Ramsdale doesn't look comfortable either. I think both people will be fine. Souček did well to win the ball back there. And Benrahma puts in a really nice ball. Antonio's the one in the offside position, not Bowen. And Ramsdale comes out confidently and hits that. But again, it's showing that the opportunities are still there. It's showing that the opportunities are still there. Just to let you know how the poll's going, what will the result be now? It's very close. 30%, 31% saying West Ham win, 33% saying Arsenal win, 37% saying draw. It's very, very close right now. Yeah, it was one of those ones, Ionix, where it's like, I feel very, it's like a lot of things that get given against goalkeepers won't get given 4 penalty goalkeepers. It's very annoying, and that is definitely one of those. That is 100% one of those. Paquetá does well to win that back, and then Ben Rama again, nice ball over the top first time. Little bit curved too much, but Antonio still has the ball. Declan Rice runs into trouble, taking the ball away way too easily there, Arsenal, and they can come forward. That's nicely done by Trossard, who 100% is pulled down by Cresswell. I'd be surprised if Cresswell doesn't get a yellow card after this, by the way. Play carries on. It's on the opposite side of the pitch now for Arsenal on the left-hand side. Martinelli had an overlap from Tierney. Instead, they decide to pass it around. This works for us. Pass it around. Pass it around. Calm. Have your little passing games. No stress for us. Trossard finds... Ooh, it was a good pass. Doesn't quite make it work. Thankfully, it rolls right the way through to Fabianski, who easily collects that one. 10 minutes to go, plus stoppage time. West Ham United 2, Arsenal 2. Huge result if we can make this happen. 31% possession, mate. We're going up. 14 shots from 31% possession compared to Arsenal's 9. Only 3 of them have been on target. They've had 4. But at the same time, that's kind of bananas. Oh, and it's a really good opportunity for Arsenal. So if West Ham come forward, Ben Rama can't quite get the cross. He battles for it well and does well to win the ball back. Puts it across. Weak foot cross. Oh, it's off the bar. Mikel Antonio's header at the back post. Tries to nod it back across goal. Hits the bar. Ben Rama comes forward on the left-hand side. Can't quite get the cross first time. Does well to go 50-50 with whoever it is holding. And then puts in a good cross. He might have been offside, to be fair, but it's a good cross with his weak foot. And Antonio just off the bar. Close. Josh 5679 told you Antonio's not that guy. Listen, he's having a good game, Josh. But at the same time, again, I can't say I necessarily disagree with you. Thank you very much for the 199 into the full-time fund. Very kind of you. But at the same time, yeah. Holding comes forward with the ball to the halfway line. Sort of in control of this game. Flynn Downs is apparently coming on. Odegaard does well. Ball through is awful, though. The idea was nice, but the execution was poor. So we've heard at least Flynn Downs is coming on for West Ham. I haven't seen the bench yet, but that's what the commentator just said. Arsenal continue to work the ball forward, this time down the left-hand side. But again, just the positioning. This is just the defensive positioning that you love to see, just standing there and saying no. Just standing in the way. Very compressed, very just deep, just holding it off. I'd be interested to see who Flynn Down comes on for. I'd be interested to see in a defensive situation like this who it would be. I guess it depends if anyone else is coming on with him, I guess. Declan Rice into an awkward position is forced to just clear it. And to be fair, weak foot not to give away a throw, and we'll take that. Xhaka, poor pass, good interception from Jared Bowen. Paquetá and Bowen somehow manages to clean away to stop that one from going any further forward. West Ham can counter-attack again. Ben Rama's pass is bad. It was really nice. If he could have just laid that off the Bowen, the position would have happened. But 4 changes to be made. 2 for Arsenal, 2 for West Ham. Tierney is the first one coming off for Arsenal. So Fabio Vieira is coming on for Kieran Tierney. Reece Nelson is coming on for Martinelli. They're freshening it up. They're freshening it up and going a little bit. Well, they're going more aggressive. Let's be honest about it. They are going more aggressive. Does that mean Saka will go left back? I guess. He's played left back a couple of times, hasn't he? I don't know if our subs are happening now or not. I don't think they are. I think game's going to carry on before the subs get made. Oh my God, this is tense. This is tense. I'm not here for it. While nothing's going on right now, I should say, if you are new around here, make sure to subscribe, because we're the only West Ham channel last year who did a watch along every single match without fail. We were here, and so far this season, we've only missed one, and that was because I literally couldn't get out of bed. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss out on any future videos, future watch alongs, because we've got tons of stuff coming up, including the Europa Conference League quarter final second leg against Ghent on Thursday. We will be here, and hey, while you're there, subscribe, because it helps us out massively, pushes up the rankings. It means when people type in West Ham, Arsenal, watch along, hey, we come up near the top. It helps us out hugely. So thank you very much if you have already. We massively appreciate it. Arsenal come forward the balls with Odegaard. Can't quite make it happen. Faketa covering. This is tense. This is tense. I don't like it, but I also kind of love it. I just want to live. I just want to feel something. Do you know what I mean? Flipping watching West Ham this season has been just such a mind-numbingly dull experience that this vibe of just being terrified is ball header. Oh, thank Christ for that. It goes wide from Saka. Do you know what I mean? Like this, like tension inside of me. I'm just living for it right now. It doesn't matter that I'm terrified that they're going to score and break all our hearts. I'm just like, come on, we're in this. We're in this. Flynn Downs and Maxwell Cornet are the two who are going to be coming on for West Ham. Like I say, in this defensive position, I'll be interested to see who's coming off. Paquetá is the first one. And Mikel Antonio is the other one. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought was going to happen. Paquetá I was a little bit 50-50 on, but I probably was thinking it would be between him and Ben Rama. But Antonio comes off, having a little laugh and a joke with Gabriel, who is guiding him off the pitch. Well, I say guiding, pushing him off the pitch. And on in his place is Cornet, with Downs coming on for Paquetá. Tell you what, fair play, Mikel Antonio. Yeah, Michael said it. Like, fair play, man. He's had a really good game today. I think he's obviously not having the best of seasons, but no one is. I think he's doing okay. Honestly, fair play, Mikel Antonio. He's had a really good game today. Maxwell Cornet, probably the right person for counter-attacking situations to be on at this point. Makes sense in that one. And Paquetá for Downs. Yeah, it makes sense. We're going defensive. The argument to take off Souček, I understand what you're saying. Personally, I don't agree. I think we need defenders. We need people who are going to be able to defend. And that's the case here. Not that Paquetá doesn't. I think Paquetá is actually a fairly good defensive player. But it doesn't exactly surprise me that he's decided to keep him on when we need to defend, especially if we're a team who are forcing teams out wide. We're forcing them to cross into the box. We need big men in there who are going to be able to stop it. And Souček, that's his entire role in this team. It makes sense to me. It makes sense to me. I understand the frustration, though, perfectly. I understand the frustration perfectly, to be fair. Hooked forward, Ben White on the ball. Arsenal trying to find their way forward. Oh my God, the stress, bro. The stress. We're inviting them on anyway, Michael, mate. I don't disagree with you, but ultimately that's what we do literally all of the time. And we deal with it very well. I think that's the right decision. I can't lie. I think it's the right decision. I fully understand, but I also think it's a decision where there isn't a right and wrong answer. I personally would have gone for this, but I don't think it's a situation where there's a right and wrong answer, if you see what I'm saying. I think it's a difference of opinion and a difference of tactics and vibes. I think you could go one way or the other. Personally, I would agree. I agree with this and would have done the exact same thing. Arsenal have got another sub coming on. We're going to find out how much time is left in this game in a minute. Pinged across from Odegaard to the left-hand side. Reece Nelson gets the control. Nelson slowly maybe coming good as a player. I'm talking about general season stuff as opposed to today, but I think West Ham are going to make a sub. I think that was 4 nails at the bottom of the screen as well. I just saw, I think, which would make sense. You then take off Ben Rama. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Makes sense. Get the ball to someone who can play the ball forward fast. Yeah, it makes sense. Nketiah is coming on for Odegaard. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is, oh my Lord. This is stress. This is stress. Nketiah comes on for Odegaard, and Saïd Benrahma, who again has also had a good game, is coming off for 4 nails. Again, that makes perfect sense to me. That makes perfect sense to me. Pablo Fornals is he's better defensively and also is much better at releasing counterattacks than Benrahma is. Benrahma's done well at that today, to be fair. But you want to be able to get the ball quickly. I mean, Fornals is the ultimate get the ball and play the ball as quickly and directly forward as possible. So I respect it. Oh my God. 5 minutes to go. Well, 4.5 at this point. 5 minutes of stoppage time. Whipped in from Arsenal. Straight into the hands of Fabianski. We will take that. We will take that. Oh my Gideon. Oh my Gideon. Oh. Can he take it, Captain? I'm giving her all she's got. I've been watching old Star Trek. What a show that is, by the way. Never watched any Star Trek before this week, and I've watched a crap ton this week. Old Star Trek is incredible. I absolutely love it. Oh, we've got 4 minutes to go. Come on. So I'm distracting myself now. I'm already going grey. Look, you can see loads of grey hairs just all over my house. I can't deal with this stress, Celtic. Yeah. It's fully deserved. Fully deserved. Result is never pointless, Alex. The result is never pointless. Every point at this point of the season is incredibly important. Whether it's this, or whether it's Bournemouth, it doesn't matter which game it is. Obviously, we need the points against Bournemouth as well. But any amount of points at this stage of the season, no point is pointless. Everything is very, very important at this stage. Bold, Michael. Bold. Oh my God, the stress. Corner for West Ham played in. Headed away from Gabriel. Calm down. The first time I've been told to calm down in my life. Ooh, potential free kick. Cresswell and I think it was Nketiah both went down. Referee says no. Pablo Fornals plays it out wide to Cornet. It's not a great ball, but he manages to get on the end of it. Fornals through to Cornet. Does well. Maxwell Cornet pulls it back. Can't quite make it happen. Ooh. Souček on the ball. There was an offside somewhere. Don't really know where, but there was some. With 2 minutes to go, well, 2.5 minutes to go, I'll ask you at this point for your man of the match. Whoever gets the most amount of votes, as I scroll through and read them out loud, whoever feels like they have the most amount of votes will win the Hammers Chat man of the match. All vibes here. Science is not your god. We only live on vibes. So as I scroll down and read them out, whoever it feels like has the most will be the man of the match. I feel like today is one that we can actually say it for once. Okay. Let's scroll up to the top, please. Ben White plays it in, headed away from Sifa. Oh my God. It doesn't help that I really need to pee. That's not helping right now. It's that I really need to pee. Oh my God. Played across easy into the hands of Fabianski. 1.5 to go. I'll end the poll as well. What will the result be now? Surprisingly, by the end, 29% of people said West Ham win. 28% said Arsenal win. 44% said draw, which obviously makes sense. But West Ham win, just taking over from Arsenal, just pipping it at the post. Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Let's have a look at the man of the match while we time waste. Bowen. Antonio, Bowen. Moyes, Benny, Bowen, Antonio, Qatar, Benrahma, Bowen, Antonio, Bowen, Benny, Bowen, Benrahma. I think congratulations to Jared Bowen on winning the Hammers Chat Man of the Match award. Fully deserved. What a finish that was, by the way. There is a lot of Jared Bowen, quite a few Antonios as well, probably second, but whipped in, cleared away from Rob Holding. I'm not going to look at chat because I know you'll be ahead, so you're going to be there. 30 seconds left. This could be huge. This is such a big point if we can get it, and well deserved. And what a performance as well. They're trying to work their way forward. Arsenal on the ball now. 20 seconds to go. We're just a pure claret wall ahead of them. 10 seconds. Bukayo Saka comes forward with the ball down the right-hand side. Time has now elapsed. Trossard controls, can't get the shot away. Oh, oh no. Oh my God. Oh. My God. Yes. 2-2. Oh. And relax. Oh my Lord. There have been games this season where we have won and not deserved it. There have been games this season where we have drawn and not deserved it. We deserve every single point we get today. I mean, it's only a 2. We deserve everything we got from that game. And if not arguably more, we nailed that. That is one of the best performances I've seen this season from us. There's been a couple, there's been a few, there's been a handful, there's been very few. But that is definitely up there. Oh, thank Christ for that. Oh my, Gideon. Well, we will have a full-time match review live in just a few moments' time with Geo Gonzo, so stick around for that. If after that you're looking like you want to see an Arsenal perspective, I would highly recommend Glenn. Glenn's a lovely man, and we'll be doing a review. I suspect Glenn, but yeah, I hope you're well, Glenn, by the way. But yeah, my Lord, what a game. Before we go, just thank you once more to Josh, GP, Dave, Acid D, Punch Drunk Gaming, to Harry Page, AFC Max, to Ryan again, and to Johnny Smith for all of the donations into the full-time fund. Ladies and gentlemen, it ends. West Ham United 2, Arsenal 2. Holy moly. Geo and God will be live in just a second. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification button so you don't miss out on any future videos, and like the video because it helps us out massively. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back for Thursday night's game against Ghent. But until then, come on your irons and enjoy yourselves. See you later, everyone. Bye. My God.